You do not have to trust her to love her. That is a myth. Female haters want to fuck me.
Repeat after me. Flush your condoms.
And male haters want to beat me. It's that simple.
Wait a minute. You actually thought you were the only guy she was fucking?
But she told me she loved me.
Live from Philadelphia, your man, Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 533rd edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. We are presented by Gorilla Mind Rush, the #1 non-habit forming supplement for energy, focus, productivity without the crash. Go to donovansharpe.com/Gorilla Mind Rush to get your hands on a bottle and to support the show. It is Wednesday, December 4th, rather. Jesus. Time ain't going by that quick. 2019, as always, we are streaming live simultaneously to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, OK.ru, and VK. So however you are watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. Later on in the show, I'm going to give you guys 7 signs a girl you're talking to will never ever sleep with you. A lot of guys really don't know or understand how to figure out those signs. I'm also going to discuss the similarities between perpetually single women and shelter dogs who are in and out of the shelter. So you'll definitely want to stick around for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also going to open up the phone lines a little bit later as well, so you guys can share your thoughts on anything that we have discussed today. But we're going to start with something that trips up a lot of guys when they are in sexual relationships with women in terms of figuring out if you were her first option or her backup plan. I always talk about why men should never believe anything a woman says, even if she's telling the truth at the time. And an interesting question came up. Well, how do I know that I am a woman's first choice? How do I know I am not the backup plan? To be honest with you guys, it's a shame that we have to ask ourselves this, because it's a safe assumption that when you start having sex with a female, she is having sex with other dudes. And don't get it twisted, guys. Don't come at me with, well, I know I was the only dude fucking her. Well, how do you know?
Because she told me.
Right. Because all girls tell the truth all the time, right? Girls never say one thing and do another, right? Gentlemen, always assume that the girl you are sleeping with is sleeping with somebody else. Because when you make her your girl and you run into one of her old friends at the bowling alley or at the grocery store and you find out that he was banging her at the same time you were, don't start tripping like you didn't know. Don't start acting like you were surprised. Girls are always juggling dudes, guys. Never forget this. Anyway, the answer to the question, how do I know if I was my girl's first choice, it answers itself. And the reason I say that is because if you have to ask, the answer is that you weren't her first choice. You just happened to be the one available, and she didn't want to be alone. Now, look, guys, don't take it personal. I don't make the rules, but you are not special. I'm not special, guys. There's nothing I have that my girl can't get from someone else. I happen to have a combination of many traits that make men attractive and arousal. I have semi-good looks. I'm probably above average looking. I have confidence. I have ambition. I make great money. I'm self-employed. I'm relentless, etc., etc. A lot of guys out there with one, maybe two of these traits, but not many of them walking around here with all of them in one person. And that's one of the reasons why my woman is loyal to me. But again, that still doesn't make me special. Just because there aren't many guys like me around doesn't mean that my woman wouldn't leave me for a bigger, better version of myself. But even still, guys, there is nothing unique about me. Yes, gentlemen, I have had sex with more girls than the average man, but that doesn't make me God's gift to women. What separates me from most other men is the other reason my woman is loyal to me, and that is the application of red pill awareness. Now, Notice I said the application of red pill awareness. A lot of guys have red pill awareness, but most of them do not apply it. Most of them do not have the intestinal fortitude not to be afraid of a woman's emotional shenanigans. Most men don't have what it takes not to be afraid of a woman's tantrums. That's what separates guys like us from 95% of other men out here. Now, the older I get, the more valuable the commodity of time becomes to me. I've said this many, many times. But you, the guy asking, well, how do I know if I was her first choice? You already know that you weren't. And don't try to fool yourself into thinking that you were, because you know you weren't. You were simply the last man standing who was dumb enough to make her your main chick, even after you found out that she was banging 3 other dudes. The other 3 dudes looked at her and said, wait, you want to be my girl? Shit, you can be my side chick, but you ain't about to be my main chick. You let me fuck you in the ass the first night. How many other niggas how many other people you let go backdoor the first night? Because I know I wasn't the first. No, you were the thirsty dumbass who said, I don't care what you've done in the past, I still love you. Now, on the other side of that coin, pardon me, if you were her first choice, it is very obvious, so obvious in fact, that you never really think about it. But I can understand that there's still a lot of you guys out there who are still a little unsure as to whether you were her first choice, maybe plan B, C, or even D. So I'm going to give you guys 4 signs. Let me pull this up here. I'm going to give you guys 4 signs. 4 signs to let you know that you were her first choice. 4 signs that let you know that you were her number 1. Here we go. Number 1. Let me move over here. Number 1. She is always available. Number 1, she is always available. If you call her to come over, she'll be right there. She responds to your texts quickly. When you text her, she responds within a few seconds. None of this 20-minute stuff. None of this hour-and-a-half stuff. None of this next day stuff. She has to text back right away. She can't help it. The texts she sends you are always enthusiastic. She's she's very straight up with you. She doesn't play games. She isn't vague. If she has plans, she will inconvenience herself to see you. Hey, let's go to the movies on Saturday night. She'll pause for a few seconds and say, you know what? Okay, let's go. Those few seconds, she was remembering that she had plans with her friend, or possibly even somebody else that she's banging, right? But she thought to herself, I'll just blow off Mandy so I can go see Donovan. Or, you know what? I don't really like Brian as much as I like Donovan, so I'm gonna flake on him. When you call her, if you are her plan A, she will answer every single time you call, even at all hours of the night. I'll tell you a quick story. There's this girl I started seeing when I was in Vegas. It was probably, I don't know, maybe a year and a half into my red pill awakening. And we had booked this cabin in Nevada City, California. Dude, Nevada City, right outside of Grass Valley, California. Northern California, some of the most beautiful, breathtaking landscape scenery that you can ever hope to see. Anyway, so I remember I actually wrote an article for Return of Kings, and I had to have it in at a certain time. And so I was going to be I was probably going to be a little bit late, right? So I had to call this girl up to let her know, hey, listen, I know I'm supposed to be at your place at 6:30, probably going to be there closer to 7:30. So I called this girl at 3 a.m. It took me at least three and a half hours to write articles because I proofread and all that other stuff. So I gave her a call, and she answers the phone. She's like, hello. And I'm like, yeah, listen, I can let you go. It's no big deal. She said, no, it's okay. Her voice was croaky, right? She sat there and had probably about a 5 or 10 minute conversation with me about the reason why I was going to be a little bit late. We went off. We had a great time. And the rest is history. Okay? Now, that's if you are plan A. That is if you were her first choice. If you are her backup plan, she will not always be available to you. Gentlemen, her texts are sporadic and not always enthusiastic. Sometimes her texts are hours, sometimes even days apart. She rarely picks up the phone when you call, if at all. She regularly cancels meetups. Not all of them, but enough to let you know that she is definitely having sex with someone else, regardless of what she tells you. Right? If you are her backup plan, She tries to move your meetups to different days or different times because you're not important enough to inconvenience yourself. Oh, don't get me wrong. You are still sleeping with her. You're still banging her. But only because plan A isn't available and she needs the D. Plan A gets whatever he wants. The guy who's first in line gets whatever he wants. Plan B, if you're the backup guy, you get the leftovers. The second sign that you are absolutely positively her number one, she gives you her very best sex. Girls don't want to be, and I've talked about this before, girls don't want to be, they don't want to be sleeping with a bunch of dudes, right? And the only reason why women sleep with a lot of guys is because they lack impulse control, number one, and number two, they like to keep that abundance mentality. And because feminism tells them that they should, they get fooled, and that's for another day and time. Anyway, if you are her plan A, she gives you her absolute best sex. All 5 or 8 dudes she's having sex with, they don't all get blowjobs, believe it or not, right? If you are plan A, if you are her number one, she gives you all 3 holes: mouth, anus, vagina. Straight and not necessarily in that order. Now, Devin, I get her best sex every time. And this was even when I wouldn't even date her at the time. I was just seeing her. I was just training her. She wears whatever I want her to, period. Right? If I want heels, she wears them. If I want her to wear a thong, she wears them. If I want her to wear no panties, no panties. If I want her to wear a skirt so short, if she bends over, you can see her kidneys, done. If I want her hair done a certain way, done. Devin, I want you to straighten your hair. Devin, I want curls tonight. We actually have hairstyle numbers. We have what we call her go-to hairstyle, which to me turns me on the most. If she's watching, she probably knows. Gentlemen, the one she is having the most sex with, the one she is sleeping with the most is the one she wants to be with. Okay? She spends most of her time with him. Yes, she spends time with the other guys, but she gives the lion's share to her plan A. Anytime he wants to have sex, she's available. After work, at lunch, before work, weekends, you name it. Devin was available all the time. Listen, every time I came over for Christmas, Thanksgiving, didn't matter. Anyway, the dude that she's having sex with the most, that's the dude she gives blowjobs to all the time, every single time. He gets her best sex every time. Without exception, gentlemen. Without exception. Every time you have sex, your dick is in her mouth before, during, and after you bang her. Sometimes even all 3. If you are her plan A, she swallows. She takes facials. If you are her plan A, she gives you anal sex. She does whatever you want because you are her number one. Now, if you happen to be her backup plan, okay, she may have sucked her dick the first few times, but not anymore, right? She never swallows. Maybe she swallowed the first night to impress you, but never again after that. Anal sex, forget about it. That's reserved for the guy who's number one on her roster. The third sign that you are her number one, the third sign that you are absolutely positively her plan A and not her backup plan. 555 people watching. Let's get these numbers up. Let's share the video. She spends money on you. If you are her plan A, if she really wants to be with you, she pays for dates. Hey, let's go to the movies tonight. It's on me. If you're her plan A, she'll randomly buy you coffee. She'll say, hey, you know what? Tonight's movies are on me. Hey, let's order pizza. Pizza on me. If you are her plan A, she'll say, hey, listen, I'd like to bring some food over. Kid, is there anything you'd like for me to pick you up on the way over? Right? Again, I mentioned Devin again. When I was out of town, when I was first seeing and training Devin, dude, wherever I was, she used to send me food. Devin sent me an Easter basket. I'm not even dating her at the point. I'm not even in a committed relationship with her. Didn't matter. Wherever I was traveling to, she would send me food everywhere. If you are a woman's plan A, she'll buy you clothes. Hey, I noticed you need new socks. Hey, what size jeans do you wear? Now, if you are the backup plan B, C, or D, gentlemen, you are always paying for everything. And area code 773, I see you on the line. I'm going to get to you after the break. The break is coming up shortly. I'm going to get to you after the break. I'm going to open up the phone lines here in just a few. If you are her backup plan, you're always paying for everything. You buy the coffee every time. You pay for every date. She never brings over food. She always asks, hey, what do you have to eat over there? If the girl you are sleeping with never goes into her wallet for you, you are not her number one. Period. Not her number one. If you are not the backup plan, a woman will go into her wallet for you. If you are not, she will not. It's as simple as that. Number 4, the fourth and final sign that you are her plan A and not her backup plan, she treats you like her boyfriend and not just a friend with benefits. Now, it started off as a friends with benefits arrangements, right? You did the standard thing. You approached, you swatted away the shit test, set up the date, had sex with her. But when you become her number one, she starts to treat you like a boyfriend and not a fuck buddy. Guys, fuck buddies just fuck. Okay, so occasionally they'll go to the liquor store, right? Or go out and do something fun outside of either of your places. But 99.9% of the time that you spend with her is at your place or her place, and you guys are fucking. But the more she likes you, the more she'll start treating you like a boyfriend, even though you're still just sleeping with her. She'll spend more time with you. When she's with you, she'll cook for you if she can. Now, the girl I mentioned earlier that I went to Nevada City with, terrible cook. She was terrible. But she tried. She'd go to Papa Murphy's and pick up, love at 325 degrees. My guys out on the West Coast who are in California, Nevada, you guys know about that, right? She'd bring over jalapeno poppers that, whatever the case may be. But if you're her plan A, she'll get you that 24-pack of bottled water if she sees you're running low. She'll get you a pack of steaks or anything she knows that you like to keep in your fridge. She'll buy you toothpaste. She'll buy you toilet paper. Real talk, guys. This has happened to me many, many times. And if you guys have experienced this, you guys can tell me this. You guys can tell the same stories. She'll have coffee for you in the morning if she's sleeping over. She might even make breakfast for you. She might even go out and get breakfast for you and have it for you when you get up. She tells her friends about you and will let you know that she tells her friends about you. Yeah, I told Danielle about you. Or I was talking to Tracy about the movie we saw the other night. Just to put it in there. She will treat you like a boyfriend because she wants you to be her boyfriend. However, if you are her plan B, C, or D, if you are her backup plan, you're not going anywhere with her, guys. She does not spend a lot of time with you. You fuck her, she leaves. Or she tells you to leave. That's it. Instead of buying you toothpaste, she'll say, you're low on toothpaste. Instead of buying you socks, she'll say, oh, wow, you got holes in your socks. You need new socks. She rarely spends the night, and the only reason she does spend the night is so she doesn't get a DUI driving home. But she leaves at the crack of dawn as soon as she sobers up. If you are her backup plan, she keeps you a secret. She doesn't tell anybody about you. She does not treat you like a boyfriend, gentlemen. She treats you like a fuck buddy. Coming up next, 7 signs she will never sleep with you. Plus, I will shout out any super chats and take your phone calls. Area code 773. I see you there in the queue. I'm going to come to you right on the other side of the break. Stay put, guys. We'll be right back. Gentlemen, if you want the blueprint on how to mold and shape a woman into exactly what you want and need, you need to get your hands on my 7-hour 5-part audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. This is 7 hours of rock-solid intel on how to build a female brick by brick into the kind of woman you want and need. Part 1 deals with the vetting process. I teach you how to select the right candidate by telling you what to look for and, more importantly, what not to look for in a woman. Part 2 deals with the training process. I take you step by step through the procedures that prepare a female for what it's like to be in a relationship with a man like you. I educate you on setting the tone early in order to reduce and possibly eliminate any and all behaviors that could potentially cause trouble in your relationship down the road. In Part 3, I instruct you on how to set and enforce boundaries and expectations. I teach you how to be direct when communicating your expectations in such a way that leaves nothing to interpretation. Part 4 will cover the sexual side of your relationship, how to dominate her sexually, and how you can make yourself unforgettable to her even if you're not the most well-endowed lover she's ever been with will be discussed extensively. I will also teach you the ins and outs of deep conversion game, which is the art of verbally and physically dominating her body, her mind, and her soul. And finally, part 5 will teach you how not to sabotage your relationship, how to maintain it, and what to do on the off chance that your woman gets out of line or out of pocket. Now, it's very important for you guys to understand that this course is based on personal experience. I'm not giving you guys hypotheticals or theories. These are techniques I use in my own relationship to this day, and anyone who follows me has seen that my techniques work and work well. Now, this isn't a cheat code or a magic bullet either, guys. This course isn't a turn her into the woman you've always wanted using this one weird trick, or how to make any woman your sexy, submissive sex slave with these 3 magical phrases. No. That's not what this is. So if that's what you're looking for, keep your money. To train a woman to look, act, and submit like a woman should takes time, hard work, consistency, and maintenance. If you are willing to put in the work, go to donovansharpe.com/courses to get your hands on the only relationship guide that actually works by the only man who has shown that it works. Again, that's donovansharpe.com/courses. The link is in the description. Gentlemen, if you want the blueprint on how to mold and shape a woman into exactly what you want, welcome back to the show. Had some technical difficulties there. Of course, my cameras would go offline. During the commercial break and no other time. Anyway, it is Wednesday, December 14th, 2019. If you are just joining us, we have discussed how to tell if you were her first choice or her backup plan. So definitely check that out. Check that segment out on the replay. Guys, don't forget to like and share the video. Likes and shares are free. So if you want to support the show and you're a little tight on cash or you're a cheapskate, it costs you absolutely zero to like and share. Share this with 3 men you know, guys. Your friends, your brothers, your cousins, your fathers, even your fathers. Anybody you know who pees standing up, make sure they get their hands on this video. Guys, listen, man. We all started somewhere in our red pill development, and sharing this video and my channel could be the start of changing another man's life. So do not be shy with the share button. 914-205-5356 is the number to call if you want to get in on the call. And area code 773. Thanks for holding, man. Go ahead.
Yo, Donovan, what's good, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
See, look, man, I got a little dilemma here. It's really my friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been cool. I said we've been cool for like 8 years. But, you know, like, he falls in love, like, really hard. Like, he simps, like, really bad. So, you know, he met this girl, I would say he met this girl a year ago.
Okay.
So, suddenly he starts dissing it. Like, he's like, we don't hang no more. You know, I understand you got a girl. You don't want to be around your homies a lot, but like, this goes on for like a month. We go on like 6 months, no talking, no conversation, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I call him, you know, his girl's he got it on speaker, and his girl's in the background hearing our conversation. His girl's using his Facebook to text, me like, oh, where the hoes at? You know what I'm saying? Trying to slick get him caught up. And then, like, I talk to him about certain things, and he's telling his girl everything. He literally tells his girl everything. So what I'm trying to say is, like, what can I do to, like, I don't want to offend him or whatnot, but it's like, how do I address that situation as a friend? You know, he's kind of emotional, so I don't want to, like, be too direct, but how would I go about, like, telling him, like, bro, like, you're doing too much?
Right.
with your girl.
Right. No, I get it, man. What you're going to have to understand, and the phone lines are open, 914-205-5356. Doesn't look like the super chats, is working for whatever reason. I just checked my account, and my super chat is enabled, I guess, for whatever reason. Super chat just isn't available at this time. You guys can contribute to the show. Go to streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. As soon as I get it up here, I will put the link in the chat. As far as your question, area code 773, one thing that we have to understand as men, and I know that you want to, I know that you want to help out your friend. But even more so, you said your friend is an emotional kind of dude, man. Your friend sounds like the kind of guy who he can't handle the red pill. Not to say that he wouldn't find it later on in life, not to say that he wouldn't see an article or a blog post or whatever, but what you have to understand is that men rarely, like as far as spreading the red pill goes, it doesn't really work in such a way that if you witness or tell your friends, hey, I saw this article and I'd like you to take a look. It never happens where your friend is like, you know what? My mind has completely changed. Never happens that way. Even if you tell your friend, hey, Google Donovan Sharpe, this guy's going to change your life. He's going to do one of two things. He's either going to ignore you, okay, number 1. Number 2, oh, wait a minute, looks like Super Chat is working, so never mind. Number 2, he'll say, yeah, I know what you mean, but my situation is different. Or he'll come up with some bright excuse as to why his situation is a little bit different, or why his girlfriend is different. I've had many friends tell me, hey, you know what? I understand what you're saying, and I agree with what most of you say. This is what men tell you when they disagree with you, but they don't want to tell you straight up. They're not man enough to tell you that I agree with most of what you say, but, and then they proceed to disagree with you, which isn't a crime. Just say, listen, I disagree with what you said here. The point is this, man, is that you are not, I know you want to help your friend, but you're going to have to understand, and it's a helpless feeling, but you're going to have to understand that your friend is going to have to get his nose bloodied for him to see the light. And even then, he might not see the light. There are so many men in this lifetime who see the truth time after time. Men get married 2, 3, 4 times, got 4 or 5 ex-wives, 4 or 5 baby mamas. They keep paying for kids, but they still end up wifing up and getting into committed relationships with single mothers. You can't help those people, okay? If the very first time he comes to you and says, hey, look, man, I'm doing it all wrong, can you help me out? That's when you can say, well, listen, there is something that you can do. It's a little heavy, but I can promise you it's definitely going to change your life. You cannot proactively go and help your friend. It never, ever, ever goes well. He's either going to get pissed at you, he's going to isolate you, or he's going to nod you. Well, yes, I know what you mean, but not all women are like that.
I'm kind of afraid to tell him anything because he's going to go run it, he's going to
he'll go and tell his girl. There you go. He'll run. Yeah, you wouldn't believe what my friend told me the other day. It's www.donovensharpe.com. Can you believe this guy? And now she definitely has his hooks in it, because now she can block any attempts that he has at getting the red pill truth. The best thing that you can do for your friend is just to make sure that you are there to catch him when he falls. That's the best you can do. I know it's going to be very difficult.
Like, he's a camera guy. He's an artsy fartsy type of dude, and this dude telling me he want to be a dentist all of a sudden, bro. For him and his girl, like, I don't know.
Why does he want to be a dentist? Does he want to be a dentist because his girl wants him to be a dentist? Is that what it is?
That's pretty much what he told me. He said for our relationship, he got, like, come on, man.
Yeah. Again, I know you want to help your friend, but you're going to have to understand that all you can do, the best thing you can do is just be there to catch him when he falls. Because I'm telling you right now, and guys in the chat, I'm not looking at the chat, I'm only looking at Super Chat. Guys in the chat will tell you that it never works out. When you try to tell your buddy about the red pill and red pill truth and all this other kind of stuff, it never works out. It never, ever works out. So my advice to you, area code 773, and thanks for the call, is maybe send him an article or two. Hey, listen, I saw an interesting video on YouTube. You might want to check it out. If he has questions, then you can answer them. But he's either going to ignore you, or he's going to get upset, or he'll further isolate you, or his girl might isolate you from him, so you can't get any more of that information. That really is the best that you can do. Area code 917, I see you there in just a second. Knack Fur, give me a second. Hold on a second. I've got an ain't shit nigga in the chat. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have a field day with this guy. 917, be patient here. I literally just pulled up the chat here. Here we go. So, Nakfur, I'm getting ready to roast your dumbass. So he says, I'll never understand the point of camera panning. You mean like this, Nakfur? You'll never understand the point of camera panning. Well, let me explain something to you. If you can never understand the point of camera panning, then you can never understand prosperity. Okay? Successful people emulate what successful people do, right? You got two kinds of people in this world when they see successful people. One of two things is going to happen, at least with men. They either try to emulate them or get the information to get what they have, or they hate on them. The reason why I have camera pans is because it's professional. I want this show to be as great a viewing experience as it can be for my viewers. My viewers and my fans, they, not you, have single-handedly supported me. They know that I invest back into the show. I've spent a lot of money on this particular studio so that I can bring you guys a better experience. So what's the point of camera panning, idiot? The point of camera panning is me trying to be the best YouTube channel on YouTube so that you're not watching the same old humdrum dude sitting in a fucking garage on his fucking cell phone. So listen, if you want that simpleton ass shit, if you can't understand prosperity, I can't help you, right? But don't come in here ask, well, I don't understand camera panning. I don't understand having 6 screens. I don't understand a $400 microphone and a $200 boom. I don't understand. You don't understand prosperity, my man. So let me do you a favor, because I know you've had other comments in here. I'm going to do you a favor, and I'm going to boot you the fuck out. Fuck off. Unsubscribe from my channel. Hate niggas like that, man. Dude, I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it when ain't shit niggas come in here and argue against prosperity. I can't understand panning cameras. Look at your screen. Who the fuck else do you know other than multi-million-dollar corporations do what I do? Get the fuck out of here, man. If that's the mentality that you have, then this community ain't for you, my man. That's all I can say. Ay. You see, I'm doing a little bit better. I'm doing a little bit better with the going in on people, right? I'm trying to do it in a more educational way. I'm not flying off the hinge. So there we go. Area code 917. You are on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, Donovan, you can hear me?
I can hear you, brother. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Corcor here?
Oh yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, just a short question here for you. So I got a sibling who he's been dating this girl for some time, on and off, and he was very blue pill, so I tried to introduce him to some red pill mentality, and he kind of learned some new ways of kind of treating the relationship. But what he did was He actually turned it on me to try to use tactics against me to, try to prove that, whatever it is that I was trying to help him out with is that I was, maybe I was out of line or out of cause, or just testing grounds with me instead of kind of bettering himself. So, fast forward to today, he's been in and out of the relationship, and what he's done is, this is somebody who, our family just doesn't even approve of. They're not even of the same, background. They're not really good for each other. Okay. And what we've noticed is that he kind of likes to, keep her around, like as a safety net. Okay. So he's now come into some money, so now he's in a really good place, but he's kind of young. He's like 27. Okay. And he really doesn't know about, how to manage that. So I guess my question here is, how would you, kind of deal with helping somebody who potentially could ruin their life long term with somebody who just seems to be more invested to just staying with him because he's going to be financially well off and not because it's something that's actually good for him?
So let me just make sure I understand your question correctly here. Your sibling is dating a girl and you think that she's with him because of the money that he could potentially make?
Well, yeah, there was something that she had done when they had broke up initially, where she was actually going to go into an arranged marriage. And then after he decided to come back, she decided not to be with him, not to do the arranged marriage. Like, she was going to go to a whole different area code and just marry this one dude who she didn't even know. Okay. So
How old is hold on, let me ask you a question. How old is the girl? And area code 425 and 732, I got you guys up next. Or yeah, 425 and 732. How old is the girl that he's dating? How old is the girl?
I want to say she's about a year or two younger than him.
Well, and how old is he?
He's 27 now.
Okay, so she's 26, 27. Listen, I know that this is going to sound a little bit funny. I don't know if you saw yesterday's episode, but man, how can I put this? I guess what you're trying, I guess you're a little bit worried that she doesn't love him for who he is, correct? In other words, the only reason she is interested in marrying him is because she can see the potential that he is going to make a lot of money and can potentially provide her with a better life. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, and we're trying to make sure that we kind of bring that to his attention, not fall into that kind of trap.
Okay, listen, that's not a bad thing, man. That's not a bad thing. And listen, before you guys jump on me, you guys have to you guys have to understand that women, it's like you can't punish a girl for choosing a guy because he is well-to-do. You can't punish a girl for liking a guy because he makes a lot of money or he could potentially make a lot of money, right? And the reason for that is because this is what women are not aroused by, attracted to. Big difference between attraction and arousal, as you probably know. I guess you're trying to protect him from what you believe is a gold digger, but we can't fault a young, pretty girl for wanting to lock down a guy because she sees the potential financial windfall that comes with being with him any more than we can crack on a guy for liking a woman because she's young and hot. We see all the time guys dating a girl, she's 19, 20 years old, she's a smoke show, she's the hottest thing you've ever seen, but she has a crappy personality. And a really good dude is dating her. We're like, dude, why in the world are you dating this girl? Well, because she's young and hot. Look at her, right? Well, that's the reason he's dating her. Men, as far as women are concerned, men, we value youth and beauty. Those are, yes, there are other factors involved to be sure. But the number one prerequisite in terms of securing a commitment from us, you have to be sexually attractive. If we don't want to have sex with you, then we are not interested. There's nothing nefarious about that. That's Mother Nature. Well, women are attracted to security. Yes, they're aroused by muscles and they're aroused by square jaws and 5 o'clock shadows and they're aroused by height, but they're also attracted to men who make a lot of money. I'm not saying that you should push him into this marriage, but what you need to understand, caller, is that women do not love us for who we are, my friend. They love us for what we are or what we could potentially become. And if that is most or all of the reason why she wants to marry this guy, this is how it is. Listen, this is red pill awareness. And I use this example all the time, man. And thanks for the call, area code 917. Very good question. If I were to cease what I am right now, if I were to just forget my show, stop making money, if all of a sudden I just lost my money, lost my show, had no drive to succeed, and Devin decides to leave, I can't then say, well, Devin was just with me because of my money. Devin was, no, well, this is all women. Women do not love us for who we are. They love us for what we are. Yeah, there are personality traits that we possess that women do admire and adore. But at the end of the day, if you can't take care of a woman, especially a young, pretty woman, then she has every right to leave. The same as if you're with a girl and she all of a sudden gets fat and ugly. If your girlfriend gets fat and ugly, you are going to want to leave for a younger, prettier girl or a prettier girl. Well, if you cease to become what you are, your woman's not going to love you anymore. Is that fair? I don't know. I don't give a damn about what's fair and what's not. I give a damn about what is. So I'm not telling you to push your I guess it was your cousin into marrying this person, but you're going to have to understand this is the way women are. They have just as much right to marry men for money as we have the right to want to sleep with and marry young, pretty girls. It is literally the same thing. Those are the things that we value the most. Area code 425. Area code 425. You're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hey, Donovan. Thank you so much for providing a platform to talk about this kind of stuff because
Absolutely.
I don't know where else to do it. And thank you for being so eloquent and really articulate and level-headed. And
thank you.
I just really appreciate how you lay things out. It means a lot to me. And I feel like listening to you gets me in the right headspace to tackle some challenges that I've been having. And
okay.
thank you for helping me get through one that you didn't even know you did. But I'm in red pill hard mode right now, and I lost frame pretty hardcore over the past year or so, and did not notice it at all until I started looking around and being like, oh my goodness, I've been messing up. Do you have time? How much can I talk here?
No, go ahead, man. I'll give you about a minute and a half because I got other callers. But go ahead, try to be as quick as you can.
Yeah, totally get you. Basically, been married for 10 years, been together for 15. Things are going good. I didn't really know about the red pill, but had a lot of those mindsets anyway, and was okay for a very long time, had kids, and for some reason, I don't know what happened, but did lose frame, couldn't get it back, and I had, then I looked into your stuff, and red pill, went into the dread game, escalate. I was reading through them, listening to them, and putting check marks on all of them, got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, got really disappointed because I had nowhere to go. I had to move up to level 9, and that was a real hard move to do.
Okay.
And it was felt very destructive, but in a rebuilding type way.
Okay.
And I've been out of that. It worked out. It was really challenging, and we're back in again.
Good.
What I'm worried about is so thank you. Seriously, big deal. I don't think marriage counseling would have done a damn thing.
No.
This is like, so again, thank you. Then now I'm a little bit worried we're in a phase of for both of us. I thought I lost her, and then she thought she lost me. So now I feel like we're in a little bit of the hysterical bonding deal, which you probably know about.
I don't. Explain.
I don't want it
Listen. Quickly explain what that is. I've never heard of that before.
Okay, hysterical bonding is a phenomenon that happens when you lose your partner, or your partner cheats on you, or you basically you feel like you lost your partner, and now you're like, okay, now you're mine. Now I need to have like ridiculous amounts of sex with you to get you back.
Okay. All right.
And it's like a biological thing.
Okay.
You Google it, obviously.
All right.
It's a real thing. I feel like I'm sort of there. She's sort of there. We're doing a lot more in the bedroom. It's a lot better, but way different. And I don't want it to fade. I only want it to get better from here.
Okay.
I don't want to lose frame, and I put myself in a really bad position where it's hard to regain frame because I.
Okay, caller, listen, caller. Hang on a second. I'm gonna keep you right. I'm gonna keep you. No. I'm gonna keep you right there. I'm gonna get you on the other side. Where you're starting to go a little bit long. I got other callers, and I got another break. If you want to call back, area code 425, and finish that up. And listen, I greatly appreciate the support, and thanks for calling it. If you want to stay there, I just got to make sure. I get my other callers in. So we're gonna put a pin in that. We're gonna come back to you a little bit later on. Area code 646. You're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, area code 646. Go ahead.
I just wanted to call to tell you how much I really love your content on YouTube, and I'm just so basically I found your channel like 2 days ago, and I've been really watching it and really learning from what you've been saying. I've been learning everything from your little channel, like in the past.
I'm picking up an accent.
I'm picking
up an accent. Where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica originally.
Okay, cool. And real quick, I'll give you the last word here. What about my channel? Do you like the most? What have you learned from watching my material?
Because everything makes sense. Everything that you say is exactly what I keep telling to my little sister, but they don't listen. They don't listen. You understand me? They have their youth, they have their prime. You understand me? And they just give it away and just waste their time with these stupid idiot boys, right? Who end up just getting them pregnant, just knocking them up. And then after they get knocked up now, I keep telling them your value goes down. No man wants a woman who is pregnant or.
Well, listen, I got to cut you off. Thanks for the call, area code 646. Listen, 21studios.com or the21convention.com. The 22 convention for women by men is going to be happening in Orlando, Florida. in May of 2020. That's May of 2020, the 22 convention. I will be there, and I will be giving some rousing speeches, so I appreciate you giving me a call and telling me that you like my show. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 570. You're on Live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, I love your content, but I don't know if, this is wrong. I have a system.
Okay.
But I don't mind being somebody's backup plan. How crazy is that?
Okay, well, elaborate. I'll be open-minded with you.
All right. Well, I don't mind being somebody else's backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I am that backup plan and I know that, then, personally, I like building women up. Let's say that. I like building women up.
Whoa.
So
hold on, caller. hold on. Why do you like building women up, and in what way do you build women up?
I like the process. I just like that process of seeing, the results. So let's say, I will, if a girl was fat, I would like to, get her to the gym.
Oh, no, caller, no, caller, no. Hold on. I got to cut you off right there. Hold on. Caller. No, there are no rules, bruh. Right? And I don't know. Listen, just stay with me here, because you sound like a good guy. I'm not being facetious here. You sound like a dude who really, you enjoy women. You enjoy the process of making a woman a better woman. I'm not that guy. I trained Devin for a year and a half before I gave her my commitment. That was not a fun process for me, and I hate having to maintain it, but you and I are two different people. But here's the thing, man. I'm just gonna talk about the fat thing. I love getting with a fat girl and then taking her to the gym and making her thin. Well, if that's the case, then maybe you should become a personal trainer. Because if you regularly take fat girls and make them thin, I don't know if you watched yesterday's show, but what you're going to have to understand, and I explained this yesterday, is if you commit to a fat girl and you get her skinny somehow, you take her to the gym, gastric bypass, whatever the case may be, her departure is inevitable. And the reason for that is because, number one, her sexual market value has now gone up, right? So unless your sexual market value increases at the rate that her sexual market value goes, she's going to think that her SMV is higher than your SMV. That's number one. Number two, she's going to say, you know what? This guy commits to fat chicks. This guy commits to overweight chicks. If he commits to overweight chicks, including if it's her, well, then what's that say about him? So again, you know how it goes. You are the company you keep as far as women are concerned. That's pre-selection. If people see you with attractive women, they assume that you have an attractive trait. Maybe he's got a 12-inch dick. Maybe he's rich. Maybe he's awesome in bed. Maybe he's a fun guy. But if they see you with fat chicks, they think, what's wrong with that guy? Why does a guy that look like him have a fat girlfriend, even if that girlfriend happened to be that fat girlfriend who is no longer that fat girlfriend? So I would be very, very careful about taking fat girls and helping them lose weight, because they will betray you every single time. I'll give you the last word.
You see, but that's the thing. With me, you have to have potential. So you can't be 400 pounds and walking down the block with me. That's not how it works at all. You have to have potential. If you're
what's the line
chubby,
what's the line of demarcation?
We can do that.
Hold on. What's the line? What's the line of demarcation? What's the weight limit here? You said a little bit chubby. What are we talking? 200 pounds?
We stop at 160. We're not going over 160.
You know what? Listen, check this out. I actually stop at 130, as in, and thanks for the call, as in when and if my girl ever gets to 130 or she looks like she's fat, she's out. Guys, listen, man, if a woman does not have the discipline to keep and stay in shape before you're with her, what in the world makes you think she's going to have that same motivation when she has your commitment? When she has your commitment, she's less motivated to stay in shape. This is why you do not commit to fat girls. Do you think she's going, so let's say you get with a woman who's 160 pounds. She's fat, right? And you tell her, baby, I really want you to get in the gym. What's she going to do? Say, well, of course. No, because in her mind, she's like, wait a minute. Why do I need to get in the gym? He's already fucking me. I already live with him. Why do I need to get thin? Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? She's got your commitment already. So why is she going to work for something that she's already gotten for less? Be very, very careful with those kinds of things. Area code 678. You're on Live at Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up?
I don't want to be too harsh on that last dude, man. You say he seemed like a good dude, but one, man, every girl gets fat. Everybody gets fat once they get comfortable. And once you see that comfortability setting in, you either got to pull the ripcord or pull the ejector seat and get the hell out of there.
Right. No, I agree.
It's whatever you want to do. It depends on how much strife you want to put yourself through.
Okay.
And coming from a dude who just got red pill, just got semi-mixed howish. Like I'm still entertaining Biddy for the sake of my own my own peace of mind. But man, after everything I've learned and the shit I now know, I have a lot less tolerance,
right?
Which I now appreciate because in the world we've been indoctrinated in, we've been told that our time isn't valuable,
right?
That our time isn't shit. That we should be spending that towards the validation of other biddies, and everything they want to do, everything they see is valuable,
right? And
after I've realized that, like I've realized how important my time is. The shit I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get millions of dollars. I'm wasting all that time trying to get a smile on your face. Like that's I'm realizing how much that does not mean to me in the long run,
right?
And the short run, shit.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks for the call. Well, thanks for the call, area code 678. I hate to cut you off, but we have other callers. I'm going to open up the phone lines later on. I'm going to get through these. These other 3 phone calls. Let us go back to the phone lines. Looks like you blocked your phone number. Yeah, that's what happens when you block your number. When you call my show, do not block your number. Don't do it. That's cowardly. The reason why you block your number is because you want to troll me without giving up your information. You understand what I'm saying? Like you guys, you can't have it both ways, right? Like you cowardly niggas in the chat like to talk shit. Like this dude, what's his name? Ifasa Asunde, who happens to still be watching, says the reason Donovan don't show his girlfriend because he knows his girlfriend is ugly. Let me just dissect this quickly here before we go to area code 562-5858 and 520. Number 1, don't talk like a nigga, right? Talk like someone who's educated. It's the reason Donovan doesn't show his girlfriend. So right off the bat, your vernacular shows me that you are ignorant, number 1. Number 2, because he knows his girlfriend is ugly. Go to DonovanSharpe.com, scroll down about halfway. Go to Twitter, check out my Twitter feed, check out my Instagram feed. My guys in the chat, do me a favor. Let Ifasa Asunde know who and what Devin looks like. Cowardly niggas talking shit before you don't, without the facts. Let's go to area code 562. You're on Live with Donovan. Keep it quick, and you go ahead.
Hey, Donovan, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Sure, man.
So, I more or less got my life in shape a while ago. Got 6 figures, got great shape, that kind of stuff. I don't find it difficult to land women. It's pretty easy.
Sure.
The problem I have is finding a woman that's actually got sort of substance to her. I mean, I tear through them like crazy. It's not hard to get laid, but finding someone that's not vapid, not stupid, not base is difficult. And I've tried searching all over the place. I've tried dating apps. I've tried going out in public. I've tried going to churches. I've tried looking all over the place, but I just can't seem to find someone that's really worthwhile.
Okay, let me ask you.
I guess my question
real quick.
to you is
real quick. No. Go ahead. Ask your question, and then I think I can give you an answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, what would you suggest really looking? Because the thing is, I like to think I've been all over the place, but I've been dating now for it's been about 13, 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've only ever really found once a girl I really connected with and could fall in love with. I mean, I'm pretty picky to say the least, but I mean, even so, it just seems like women these days are just, I don't know, the femininity is lost, the intelligence is lost. They're just so basic things, drinking wine and liking tacos are personality traits. And it's just pathetic,
No, I'm with you, man. The answer to your question, you need to move. You need to move abroad. My guess is that you're probably, you live in the States. Am I wrong?
I'm pretty picky to say the least. I live in California.
Okay. Oh God. Oh Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, of course you live in California. Yeah. That explains a lot. Yeah. Listen, man. You sound like a man. You sound like a man who you're looking. And again, a lot of men get to the stage. We fuck them all. We've seen them all. We've dated them all, etc., etc. And we end up just getting to a point to where we're looking for something with a little more substance, something more substantive than a string of one night stands, right? I can identify with that because I too was at that stage. You are not going to find it. My situation with Devin, don't get me wrong. I trained her. I had the skill, blah, 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 blah. But dude, I got totally lucky. I was, and I'm not saying that I'm lucky to have Devin, right? Because she's not a special snowflake. Trust and believe. She was out here doing what all these other hoes were out here doing when I met her. But she showed me that she really wanted to change. She underwent the training, and here we are. But what you're going to have to understand is that I was very fortunate to find a woman, or have a woman find me, who really, really wanted to be in a relationship of consequence with a man like me and was willing to do whatever it took to get me and keep me. You're not going to, chances are you're not going to find that here in the States, especially not in California. So if you really are at the point to where you are, and thanks for the call, area code 562. If you really are at the point where you are ready for something a little bit more substantive, it's time to move overseas, my friend. You make six figures. Obviously, you make very, very good money. It's just it's one of these deals where you've been everywhere, you've seen everything, dude. It's time to take the party abroad. It's time to move. That's really just all there is to it. That's all there is to it. If you're in the queue, you guys can hang up now because I'm getting ready to do my second segment here. I will be taking phone calls probably in about another 10 or 15 minutes. If you want to hang on the line, that's fine. But I've got to move on. I've got to shout out my super chats. Then I've got to get into my next segment. So if you want to stay there, that's perfectly fine. I'll open the phone lines back up. I'll make the announcement. You guys can call back and get in on the queue. Big thanks goes out to J Rich TV with the $2 super chat. Says guys need to take account the mental game seriously. Absolutely. Shout out to Sharpe Assist. Haven't seen you in here in a while with the $1 super chat. Sam Saylor with the $2 super chat says it takes a very high level of honesty to go full red pill. Absolutely. There are a lot of guys who take the red pill and they never really digest it because they can't be honest with themselves. They can't be honest with themselves and say, you know what, I fucked up. Or, you know what, my girlfriend wasn't shit. Or, you know what, I need to improve these things. And to go even deeper than that, a lot of guys don't want to say, you know what, my mama was a hoe. Listen, I love my mom and I love my sisters, but guess what? The red pill doesn't exclude anyone. So I can certainly identify with that. So big thanks to Sam Saylor for that. Big thanks goes out to Pimped Out Geese with the big $20 super chat. Says, Donovan, keep dropping those truth bombs. Enjoying your content, man. Just got yourself another patron. Keep the content going. Here's to the tip jar POG. I appreciate that. Big thanks goes out to Morgan L. Morgan L sent me $5 through the Donovan Sharpe Streamlabs link. Again, that is Donovan Sharpe. That is streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. Big thanks goes out to Morgan L with the $5 contribution. Appreciate that. Marcus Love with the $2 super chat says, great topic, Donovan. And we're about to switch gears here. Let me switch gears here and pardon me, talk about something else here. And this is 7 signs a female will never sleep with you. 7 signs that she does not want to have sex with you and never will. So let me paint this quick scenario for you guys here. 794 watching. I appreciate the support. Let's share the video. Let's get these numbers up. So you're talking to a girl you've been trying to get with for a few weeks, and you think things are going great. You spend time with her, right? You go out on dates with her. You're always texting back and forth. Now, you haven't had sex with her yet, but you are sure that your time will come if you hang in there just a little longer. Then she drops this on you. OMG, I love you to death. You're like a brother to me. At that very moment, you realize that you have been placed in the dreaded friend zone, which means you ain't getting them panties anytime soon, if ever. Platonic male friends are every girl's dream, guys. They get all the benefits of a relationship without having to have sex. That's really what it is. These days, girls have become more adept at dangling that carrot over your head to give you just enough hope to keep you around because she knows you want to fuck her, right? Now, most of the time, this works like a charm. It's called the friend zone. They've honed this skill over the years thanks to the internet, But more and more men are aware of these friend zoning tactics, right? Now, this, of course, has forced women to adapt, and predictably they did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys 7 reasons the girl you're talking to does not want to sleep with you. That is, they're designed to make you think she wants you to have sex with you when it is actually quite the opposite. So let's go ahead and get right to it here. Number 1, she does not hide her promiscuity. Asking a girl how many dudes she's been with is always a bad idea, especially if it's a girl you like, right? Now, when asking this particularly ill-advised question, one of 2 things is going to happen. She'll either divide her real notch count by 17 and tell you, well, I've only slept with 12 guys, or she won't give you an exact number, and the reason for that is because she probably stopped counting at 50, but she'll say something to the effect of, well, a lot. A woman will only give you a number well below their real notch count because she likes you. She knows that deep down, men with options don't commit to females who sleep around. She doesn't want you to think that she's promiscuous. She doesn't want you to think she's a banana gobbler. So she tells you that, I've only been with 6 guys. A girl who gives you a number closer to her real number is not trying to sleep with you guys. She may not give the real number, like let's say it's like 129 or so, right? But she'll have no issue telling you that she has slept with a lot of dudes. Now, the reason for this is that she doesn't like you. She doesn't care if you know how slutty she is because she has no interest in you. When she tells you and you recoil and say, wow, that's a lot of guys, she's just going to laugh it off. She's going to shrug her shoulders and say, you only live once, because she doesn't give a damn about what you think. She doesn't give a damn that you think she's a slut. And if she doesn't care that you think she's a slut, she is not into you, period. Let's go to number 2. She uses you as an emotional tampon. Now, gentlemen, you might think these 3-hour conversations about her childhood, her past relationships, and of course the ongoing drama with her friends are greasing the skids for some pussy plundering. But trust me when I tell you guys, it is not. A man that allows a female to verbally vomit to him on the phone about whatever bullshit she's yapping about becomes very unattractive to her very quickly. I addressed this, actually, in a column that I wrote on Return of Kings a couple of years ago. I forgot which article it was, but you guys can go and check that out. Anyway, a woman doesn't need a man who consoles her. A woman doesn't need a man who talks about his feelings. A woman doesn't need a man who curls up on the couch with her for a chick flick marathon. That's what her girlfriends are for. Guys, listening to a woman drone on and on about her problems, that's just like shopping with her. Both are female activities. Being her shoulder to cry on, I'm telling you right now, and I speak from personal experience, this is one of the quickest ways into the friend zone, which all but eliminates your chances of sleeping with her. Number 3, the third reason, the third sign that she doesn't want to sleep with you, you don't hear from her at night. Now, the way this works is that every morning you get a text from her saying, good morning, or hey you, to establish contact and reattach that umbilical cord that feeds her the relationship benefits that she's been getting from you for free because your dumbass doesn't have the balls to cut her off. So you'll text back and forth throughout the day and maybe have a conversation or two. But when the evening starts to arrive, when the sky starts to get a little bit dark, you hear from her less and less. And when the sky is finally pitch black, she disappears. And then, of course, your dumbass thinks, maybe she's busy tonight. Well, you're right. She is busy tonight, but not in the way that you think. The truth is, gentlemen, she is banging her flavor of the week, who doesn't text back immediately like you do, or spends hours on the phone with her like you do, listening to her yammer on about her problems. You're essentially, gentlemen, this is what you're doing when you do this. You are literally taking her to the bar, buying her drinks, making conversation. You drive her to the hotel where you drop off, and she gets pounded out by the guy who just showed up. If the chick you're after seems to disappear when the sun goes down, guys, you can bet your bottom dollar she's getting her brains fucked out by someone who isn't you. Trust me. Number 4, this one's a little bit obvious, but we still have a lot of guys who ignore these obvious signs. She asks you about other guys. Dude, I've had consultation clients say, hey, there's this girl I like, but she asked me about a guy at work and how to attract him. Should I continue to pursue her? I'm like, wait, are you serious with that? Like, dude, I told him, I said, listen, I'm refunding your $165 because this was stupid. Like, this was unbelievably stupid. I said, you have just wasted 5 minutes of my, well, I didn't say you wasted 5 minutes of my time, but I was very upset with him because I was like, dude, what are you doing? She's asking you about other men. What the fuck are you still, anyway. When a girl you're talking to asks you, hey, what do you think of Mike? Or does Eric have a girlfriend? Guys, you can kiss your chances with her goodbye, man. Now, the reasons for this are straightforward. Number one, if she liked you, she wouldn't be asking you about other dudes. And number two, she doesn't respect you enough not to talk about the men she's interested in around you. Now, another variation is when she talks about her hookups, right? She actually talks about her hookups. So she asks you about other guys. Some girls just talk about her hookups. She'll happily text you the next morning about how much fun she had with Mike, you know, the Tinder guy with the big dick, and fill in the details when you talk to her on the phone. Now, on the flip side, she'll also talk about her bad experiences, like getting fucked and chucked by the hot bartender she met at the club, or how she can't figure out why Dave, the unemployed garage band guitar player, isn't calling her back. Whatever the case may be, guys, if she is talking to you in detail about her hookups with other guys, she has zero interest in you. And don't be the guy that says, well, he doesn't deserve you. He doesn't deserve to be with you. You're too good for him. Dude, she's a slut. She deserves exactly what she gets. Number 5, this one is not so obvious. Number 5, the fifth way you can tell a girl is not sexually interested in you is that she has no interest being naked around you. And I'll tell you a quick story. I remember a chick I set up a same-day meetup with a few years back. I saw her at the gas station, chatted her up, got her number, picked her up, took her to a downtown bistro, you know, later that evening. We talked and drank. I ran standard escalation game. We're making out. My hands are all over every part of her body. Now, the sexual tension, gentlemen, was palpable, okay? Dude, we had made out several times at the bar. Dude, I was smacking her ass. My hands were all over her tits. I mean, it was crazy. We're making out in the car. The fucking windows are steaming up. So I'm expecting to be invited in for coffee. Instead, she says, look, and I'll never forget this. This girl's name was Desiree. She says, look, I really want to sleep with you, but I don't want you to think I'm a slut. And if I let you in, I know what's going to happen. I mean, dude, this chick was keeping it 100 about the fact that she wanted me to fuck her brains out, but I knew she would, but because she didn't want me to think she was a slut, she didn't want to do it, right? She knew that I knew that she was a cocktail waitress at a strip club. She knew this. And by the way, she's actually one of the very few cocktail waitresses I knew that didn't end up becoming a stripper. But just as a side note, not to get off topic here, anybody who knows strip club game, anybody who is, you know, knows about strip club game, and that's in my my audio course, How to Master the Game, you guys know that cocktail waitresses are basically strippers in training. It's like an apprenticeship. If a girl has ever been a cocktail waitress, she has definitely been a stripper. Not all of them, but I would say probably a good 7 out of 10 cocktail waitresses end up dancing on the pole for money. Anyway, so I tried to overcome the last-minute resistance. We made out a few more times. My hands are all over her tits. Dude, I'm rubbing her pussy over her panties. I tried everything. Couldn't close the deal. I guess it wasn't my night, right? You can't win them all, guys. This is just part of the game. Some you win, some you lose. Anyway, when she got out of my car, and this is very interesting when she did this. When she got out of my car, she leaned over into the window and asked if we can meet up tomorrow night. But she did something that grabbed my attention. When she leaned over, she covered her cleavage so I wouldn't see down her blouse. And I'm like, why is she doing this? Like, I was fingering her in my car 5 minutes ago. My hands are like, what the hell? Well, the reason she did this is because I was a threat. In other words, a threat to her slut shields. Guys, she obviously wanted me to fuck her, but she didn't want to fan the flames to encourage me to try again, because if I had, I might have fucked her right there in my car. And she knew this, so she covered up to keep me from pulling her in through the window and banging her brains out in the driver's seat, which, judging by the way she was looking at me, she probably wanted me to do. However, if a woman makes no interest to cover up around you, right? And I'm not talking, dude, not show legs, show ass, anything else that might happen to come into view, she doesn't see you as a threat to sleep with her. Guys, I've heard countless stories in my time about dudes who are they're at this girl's house or that girl's house, and they'll tell me all about, oh, you know, they'll tell me these stories about how these girls change clothes in front of them, stark naked. She'll come out in a thong, no bro. So how does this look on me? And I'm like, what, are you serious? Then I started to get it. those girls didn't view my buddies as threats, nor were they worried about them trying anything. They were perfectly comfortable prancing around and nothing or next to nothing but naked because they knew nothing sexual had happened, nor did they want to. So if a girl you're trying to fuck gets naked around you on the regular and the two of you haven't fucked yet, she's not into you. She is not into you. And by the way, update on that last girl. I fucked her literally the very next afternoon, and I fucked her for about 3 weeks after that. I think she was probably married. There were obvious signs that she was married, but I didn't ask questions because I wanted to remain willfully ignorant. Anyway. Number 6, the 6th sign a girl does not want to sleep with you is you do favors for her, and she never returns them. You shouldn't be doing favors for girls anyway. Area code 321 and 858. I see you guys in the queue. I'm going to get to you guys on the other side of the break. I'm going to open back up the phone lines here in a little bit. Men all over this country, gentlemen, all over the world, really, for that matter, they are stuck in the friend zone. Okay? They're stuck in the friend zone. Right? And men, and again, they are a victim. They're all too familiar with these. Here, let me just give you a text conversation, right? So she texts you, hey, do you mind picking me up from work? I've got a date tonight and my sister won't come and get me. You say,
Sure, I'll be there when you get off.
And she says, OMG, you're a lifesaver. Love you so much. # best friends forever. And like the sexless fucking beta male you are, you rush over to rescue your fair maiden from certain disaster. But hey, the more favors you do for these sluts, the closer you get to sleeping with her, right? Dead fucking wrong. Gentlemen, females in this country have made countless men the beta bucks to their alpha fucks. They get the beta orbiters they know they'll never sleep with to do the things they know the men who are fucking them won't do. Borrowing money, giving them rides, helping them move. Those are just a few things they know that they would never ask the alpha cocks in their lives to do because they know the answer that they'll get is hell no. And he might even ghost on her at that point. Worst yet is that they never return the favors that their little beta bitch boys do for them. In her mind, and I've actually talked about this recently, in her mind, the fact that she lets him hang out with her and bask in her presence, that's payment enough. In fact, he's the one in her debt. So the things that he does for her is the least he can do to repay her for the privilege of her mere presence. You guys might think I'm exaggerating when I say this, but I can assure you that I most certainly am not. This is exactly how girls think. And to be honest with you, I might even be underselling it. Females think this way because it's been ingrained in them since birth that their presence warrants some sort of compensation for no other reason but that they have 2 X chromosomes. If, number one, never do favors for a female. But if you're doing favors for a female you've got your eye on and you haven't banged her yet, it's time to hit the eject button and get off that hamster wheel. I'm here to tell you. The 7th and final way that you can tell she absolutely will never sleep with you, she calls you her best friend. Western culture, gentlemen, would have men and women believe that their significant other should be their best friend, right? There are countless memes, sitcoms, movies, even television commercials that push the best friend with my boyfriend or best friend is my husband as the best case scenario. Think about this, though. If this really were the case, if your best friend was the best case scenario in terms of romantic partner, the term friend zone wouldn't have a negative connotation. The moment a woman thinks of you as a friend, or even worse, her best friend, guys, you are beyond finished. You're beyond finished. Even men without game or red pill awareness know that once they're put in the friend zone, it is game over. Excellent. When we return, I'm going to tell you guys why perpetually single women are just like rescue dogs, dogs in a shelter. Should be a lot of fun, so you'll definitely want to stick around for that. I will also get to my calls in the queue on the other side, area code 321-858-520. You guys are next in that order, 914-205-5356. We'll be back in a flash. Don't go anywhere. Guys, if you are looking for a supplement that gives you laser focus and a good, clean, controlled energy to get a lot done in a short period of time, Gorilla Mind Rush is the solution. I tried it for the very first time a few months back, and I've used it ever since. Just 3 tablets in the morning, and my mind and body work at peak operating efficiency. You guys know how crazy my schedule is, but with Gorilla Mind Rush, I'm able to prepare for my show, do my consultations, and then go lift weights for 2 hours. When I'm finished, I still have enough mental and physical energy left to continue kicking life's ass. Here's how it works, guys. 15 minutes after you take Gorilla Mind Rush, you start to notice a subtle change in your mindset. 15 minutes after that, you'll notice that you are much more focused, you are thinking more clearly, you'll be a little more energetic, and your motivation to be productive goes up. An hour in, you'll feel noticeably more focused and can concentrate even with distractions around. You'll feel less stressed and less anxious. After 90 minutes, you are in full Gorilla Mind Rush mode. Your focus, concentration, and your memory will be far beyond your normal state, and you will stay this way for at least 6 hours. And get this, guys, there is no crash. That's right, you get all the benefits of your mind being hyper-focused for a long period of time without the cliff when it wears off. Using other productivity supplements like modafinil is kind of like putting 10 gallons of gas in your tank and driving 400 miles. Now this is great. That's 40 mpg, which is awesome gas mileage. Most people would take 40 miles a gallon any day of the week, myself included. But with Gorilla Mind Rush, I'm able to drive 750 miles on the same 10 gallons of gas. That's the best way I can describe it, guys. That's how efficiently your mind works on Gorilla Mind Rush. You get a lot done without burning through your mind's fuel so quickly that you run out of gas before your day is done. So rather than slowing down at mile 400 like you do with other compounds, you've still got plenty left in the tank to continue being productive with Gorilla Mind Rush. Another great thing about Gorilla Mind Rush is that it's non-habit forming. If you use it, you're Superman. If you don't, you're Clark Kent. There's no withdrawal if you do not take it. If you need this kind of focus, energy, and productivity while also supporting the show, go to donovansharpe.com/Gorilla Mind Rush. I put the link in the chat, and you can also find it in the description. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for sticking around. You are listening to the 533rd edition of TSR Live on a Wednesday. It is good to have you guys in today. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just do a quick search for Donovan Sharpe, and make sure you subscribe to my newsletter, guys. I have had 2 YouTube channels taken down in the last 2.5 years or so, and number 3 could be any day now. I just crossed 40,000 subscribers, and with more subscribers, you get more eyeballs on you. With more eyeballs on you, you get more haters and all the rest of that, right? But this train stays on the track, guys. I'm not going anywhere. If they cut down my YouTube channel, guess what? I've got contingencies, and really, really good ones. Okay? So if you want to stay in the know on when and where to find my content in the event that my channel gets axed again, go to donovansharpe.com/newsletter. Again, that's donovansharpe.com/newsletter, and subscribe to my email list. I'm not the guy who's going to blow up your inbox twice a day with a bunch of nonsense, so you won't have to worry about seeing, 57 emails from Donovan Sharpe. So make sure you get on that list today. The phone lines are open, 914-205-5356. Again, that is 914-205-5356. Let's go to area code 321. You are on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hey. Hello, Donovan.
Yep.
Hi, I know that this is a manosphere and you do not like women, but I really do appreciate you. And I know this might sound weird.
Hang on, caller. I'm going to mute you. Okay? You said, I know that this is the manosphere and you don't like women. No, I love women very much. I just see and acknowledge them for who and what they are, right? So listen, I appreciate you calling in and I appreciate you consuming my content, but let's not put words in my mouth. I do not hate women. I may hate fuck women. I will hate fuck my girl, but I don't hate women. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say that there's a lot of guys that I work with that don't have parents, that don't have like any father figures, and they're constantly asking me questions about girls all the time. And I give them the real. Everything you say, I've said it to them, and it isn't because, I watched anything like this. I grew up in a more misogynistic Latin kind of culture. So I've always told guys basically what I grew up learning. You know what I'm saying? So, but I send them over to you, and you couldn't believe how many times they have come back and just thank me so much for showing them your page. And there's things that I could be like, have my differences with you
because you're a woman.
Be a little rough,
Well, listen. Of course, I'm going to be a little bit rough, but I keep it real. Let me ask you a question. You said you grew up in a misogynistic Latin culture. Could you be a little bit more specific?
Yeah, so I'm Dominican and Haitian and Panamanian, and I grew up with very, very, like, the men were always in control.
What's wrong with that?
The highway.
Well, hold on. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. So hold on. So you said that the men are always in control, and their attitude was it's my way or the highway. How is that misogynistic?
Well, I said the men are more like I guess maybe I'm using the wrong word. Sorry, I'm not very great with words in English, but
I don't know. You sound like you're pretty proficient to me.
The men were more in control. The women practiced servitude a lot. They were more submissive and
okay. So let me get this straight. Wait. Hold on. Caller, sweetie. I gotta mute you. You're talking. Oh, hang on. Thank you. Wow, Devin knew I was out of water, and she came in my masculine pink water jug. Yeah, caller, check this out, man. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but again, I want to ask you a question. So the men are in control. The men are, it's my way or the highway. You said the women are more subservient and submissive. Again, I fail to see the problem. I think the word that you're looking for is masculinity. And I think the way the women act there in wherever you grew up, that sounds pretty feminine to me. I'll give you the last word.
I actually didn't say it was a problem. What I said was
at the beginning you said it was misogynistic, right?
Well, misogynistic to what people that don't understand it. Because I'm talking to you the way I would talk to like a friend, like they have a way of living their life that I don't disagree with. Some women are happy with it, some women aren't. That's how it is, right? But I feel like the guys here in America are so lost that when I point them to a direction, I point them to you. So that's why I wanted to say thank you for that. You can call me a bitch later.
No, I'm not.
Right now.
Well, yeah. Well, no. I'm not going to be like that. I do appreciate you calling. And thank you for sending men in my direction. And listen, you guys know, never, ever, ever take relationship advice from a woman. Here, a woman said, listen, when they come to me, I just send them to you. So if you're a woman and you're watching the show and you know that there are dudes out here who are absolutely clueless with women and they ask you, hey, Sandra, or whatever your name is. She actually sounded like a Sandra. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Hey, Sandra, how do I become better with women? Sandra, don't give him advice because you're not qualified to give relationship advice. Tell him, go to DonovanSharpe.com. Donovan will get you right. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 858. You were on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, Donovan. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely, man.
I'm mid-40s, and I'm dating an elementary school teacher. She's mid-40s, and I'm very attracted to her. She's my type. She's busty and a little bit older. And she's a widow, and she got married right out of high school. And she was married over 20-something years, and she married a guy that was much older. And so she said she's only been with one guy before her marriage. And I've noticed dating her, I never really thought much of body count and stuff like that. But I noticed she's very submissive, like asks my permission for what shoes she could wear. She refuses to drive when we're in the same car. She wants me to drive. And I was just wondering, she owns her own house. And I was just wondering what you thought about older women like that still have low body counts.
Number one, hold on. Number one, how do you know she has a low body count? She told you?
Well, I don't. She could have been cheating on her husband full time, yeah.
Or she might have slept with more than one person before her first husband, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's and it's good that you preface this with saying that you don't really worry about body counts. And I think it's not that you're not worried about body counts, but you're a man who understands that you're never going to know what a woman's true body count is, right? But here's what I can tell you. Listen, if you like being with her, if you like seeing her, then continue to do so. But keep this in mind, caller. Just because she's submissive, just because she asks you permission to do things, just because she acts like she's in the subservient role, does not mean that that's not how she is. She might be that way now, right? Because we have a lot, listen, there are a lot of banana gobblers, there are a lot of hoes, and this is the one thing, I've actually done an episode about this, why sluts are so easy to fall in love with. Sluts are easy to fall in love with because they are very, very good at imitating the traits, characteristics, and habits of a quality female. They're experts at this, right? Yeah. They know how to be a hoe, but they also see the girls who are in long-term relationships. They know exactly what men are looking for. Women watch this show, right? So it stands to reason that if a woman really wanted to lock down a high-value guy, but she knows she has a high body count, the best thing she can do is to maybe take on the traits and habits that are befitting of a woman who has a low body count. So my opinion is never assume anything. Listen, if she's submissive, if she asks you permission to do things, absolutely keep doing that. But do not commit to her. Do not commit to her unless she proves to you that she is this way for at least a year. And again, she's a little. Listen, she's a little older, so she's going to be a little bit better at it, right? So if she angles for a relationship, don't give her that commitment yet. Because what ends up happening is that a girl will pretend to be a quality woman for a month and a half, 2 months. You give her that commitment, then all of a sudden that submissive behavior goes away. Make sure that she does it for a solid year. Now, let's just say that she was trying to pull the wool over your eyes, right? Let's just say, well, I'm going to do this for a month and a half, then I'm going to get this commitment, then I'm going to stop. And you don't give her the commitment. Well, if your value is high enough, she'll stick around for as long as it takes to get that commitment. Well, guess what? After a year, if she's consistently submissive and good to you and kind and all this other kind of stuff, she will quite literally forget how to be that other kind of person when she's with you. Now, if you were to leave her, she'll go right back to that hoe life, right? But make sure that if a woman wants your commitment, you make sure that submissive behavior is in place for at least a year. Girls can fake the funk. Any girl can fake the funk for a few weeks. Very few can fake it for a full year without actually having taken on those particular characteristics for real. I appreciate the call, area code 858. He likes the older, busty chicks. Devin is 35 and has really big boobs. So I feel him on that. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to area code 520. You're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, Donovan. I love calling to your show whenever I get the chance, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I also don't like the fact that I have to be at work where you're on live, but I make it work somehow, and I'll listen to you out loud in my office when I got my soldiers come in for lunch or whatever.
Gotcha.
Tell them like, hey, you need to listen to this. This is shit you need to hear. but I did notice a thing about going abroad and meeting women there. Yeah, I could testify that they are easy as hell. And the funny thing was, it reminded me about the stand-up from Eddie Murphy. I think it was Raw, where he talked about bringing some African woman that he met in Africa, and then bring her home to the States, and all of a sudden she wants half of everything.
Right.
She's not subservient anymore. She's not submissive. And I was like, that's like Red Pill 101 right there, early on, back in the early 80s. And I see like men now are still not getting it.
Right.
And it's sad. It's sad. And I feel I had to. And I remember I called you in before about a guy of mine who's getting divorced and all that, and I was like, hey man, he already came to me saying, hey, I'm going to JAG, I'm going to see legal, I'm doing all this stuff. That was the next day.
Wow. Yeah, I remember you. I remember that, man. That was crazy.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm glad he seems like he's kind of on emotionally, he looks like he's a little stable, but I gotta watch him a little bit. I don't want him going off deep ends for some crazy shit. But
right.
But I'm like more proud of the fact that he is listening to what I said to him. Like, you need to take care of you, and he's doing it. And I was like, hey, I referred him to go see your website at DonovanSharpe.com. I don't know if he's done it yet, but I was like, this is something to get him prepared.
Hey man, do something. Send him the website, brother.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the call, area code 520. Oh, go ahead. All right. Well, I appreciate the call. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, get your buddies, DonovanSharpe.com. Let me shout out some super chats before I go to area codes 517-718. Let's go. There's 425, 484, and 682. Big thanks goes out to Marcus Love with the $2 super chat. He says, great topic, Donovan. Big Brandon with the $2 super chat says, I'm going to throw these ASN haters out here, out the TSR club. Yeah, get that dude out of here. I will never understand the concept of panning cameras. Like, for real? What that dude literally said is, I will never understand why someone makes an effort on a podcast. I will never understand why a man wants to improve his show and his brand. What kind of ignorant ass shit was that? Ay, ay, ay. Brawl215 with a $5 super chat says, I'll call in on the second part of the show. And the caller, and the one caller hit it right on the head. Okay. I guess he was probably in the queue earlier. Black Goku Zero with the $5 super chat says, being sent to the friend zone is like being sent to meet Shadow Realm in Yu-Gi-Oh. I've never watched Yu-Gi-Oh. Actually, never watched Yu-Gi-Oh before. You see the commercials and all that. JC in the chat, being meathead red pill guy, says, never date older women. Well, listen, if you want to date older women, that's fine, right? Just understand that there are certain things that you're going to have to deal with dating older women. Like, that's just how it is. Listen, if your preference is younger women, definitely do that. But, and I actually have done an episode that says the pros and cons of dating older women. Dude, I've dated women in their early 40s. Dude, the oldest woman I've ever had sex with, 44 years old. Dude, smoking hot body, dude, she gave head like nobody's business. There were benefits to, I didn't date her, I was just kind of fucking her. But yeah, be very careful with never and always. I know this is the red pill, right? And we have to make very definitive statements, but don't be meathead red pill guy that says, well, if she's over the age of 24, I don't know. Get out of here with that. No, dude, nobody is exclusively dating women that are under 24 years old. Be very, very careful with the always and the never statements. Just make sure that you preface that with some sort of caveat. Let's go back to the phone lines here. Area code 517. You're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, what's going on, D Sharpe, man? Appreciate your show. Appreciate everything you're doing for us in the manosphere.
Absolutely.
So I have a question that no one really in the manosphere has been asked, and I just want to get your take on it first.
Okay.
I feel it's a good one. So I have a cousin. She's around 30 years old, but she is a stud lesbian. So I be telling her, because she be getting, with the women, she's having trouble dating herself. So I'll be telling her, some of the red pill game, and I just wanted to know, in your opinion, are lesbians that assume the masculine figures in a relationship in the same boat as us in the manosphere?
No. Thanks for the call,
No.
Area code 517. Let's move on to the next caller, Area code 716. You are on live with Donovan, and you go ahead. Area code 716, are you there? Area code 716, going once, going twice. So let us go to area code 484. Area code 484, you're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how we doing, Donovan? Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely, man.
All right, so I've been taking in a lot of Sandman MGTOW content, and I recently came across you. And then I started talking to this girl who claims that she's bi and lesbian. So what's your advice on girls like that?
Yeah, there's no such... Oh, God, I don't want to get banned here. In my opinion... How can I put this?
You can censor it, man. Take your time.
Nah, the thing is, man, is that you have to understand this. Women are naturally attracted to each other. They just are. Dude, most women these days have some sort of sexual experience with another woman. Listen, maybe a girl got drunk in college and made out with a roommate, right? Maybe they licked each other's privates one time. Maybe there are girls who have been on, full on strap on thumping, whatever. And the reason why girls are naturally attracted to each other is because girls are soft. They smell good. They feel good on the inside and the outside. When a woman tells you that she is a lesbian or that she likes other girls, she may very well like other girls, but that doesn't mean she likes guys. At the end of the days, hold on, caller. At the end, hold on. At the end of the day,
we have been.
Hey, check this out. Hey. If I cut you, hey, no. See, fuck that. No. Don't talk over me, man. I wanted you to let me finish my point. You can't keep talking through me, man. Like, what the hell? We're sitting there arguing about this stuff. Dude, you guys are killing me. Be respectful. If I tell you to hold on for another 30 seconds. Don't talk through me. Come on, guys. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 682. You are on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Donovan? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm driving my truck. This bro 215.
Oh, 215. What's up, brother?
What's going on? Yeah, like real quick. I'm gonna try to like get through this really quickly because the thing that we were talking about, you know, me and you probably could go back and forth for like 2 hours. So, the whole like over like this.
Yeah, area code 682. I'm gonna have to put you back in the queue. I haven't cut you off, but I muted you because you're breaking up a lot. So do me a favor, stay on the line and try to get to a place where you have a better signal. Let's go to area code. Let's go back to area code 425. Area code 425. You're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hello again. Hey, I'll try to be.
All right, man. Let's finish. Listen. Let's finish up the story.
Question.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. No more story. Just question at this point.
Okay.
So, I guess I'll let you know. I put myself in a weird position where I find it hard to pull back my frame because my frame is bleeding into my wife's frame.
Okay.
So before I met her, I wanted a family at a specific age, and I made her wait. She's a good woman. I really love her, and she does a lot of the things that you say in your training to do anyway. So we're past that point.
Sure.
But I also like to make great food. That's part of my frame. Like before I even met her or was dating anybody, this is like things I wanted. But there are also things she wants. So when I do them for her, I feel like I'm supplicating, and I feel like I'm kind of being beta bucked as a result. I don't know where, like, because our frames are bleeding, I don't know where to like wrap it from.
Let me. No. I got you. I got you.
Good and
no. Hold on a second. I think what you have to really be careful with is the vernacular. You keep saying frame, and I don't think this is a frame thing at all. And I want you to understand the definition of frame, as far as I'm concerned, the Donovan Sharpe definition of frame, is a man's ability to keep his wits and keep his cool about him in the face of unrest or chaos. That's it. We have a lot of guys, and and I guess I'll put you in this category, but not in a bad way. A lot of guys say, well, I don't want to lose the frame. How do I get back to frame? No, frame is just being able to keep your cool when the shit hits the fan, right? What you are describing, right? What you are describing is your, how can I put this? I don't want to call it frame, but what you're describing is just masculinity, just being in charge, right? Like, you can tell when your woman has control and when you have control. So the word you're looking for is control. If I do something for my woman, I feel like I'm losing control because I'm supplicating to her. But let me advise you of this. I do a lot for Devin. I have taken her to Atlantic City. I have taken her to Florida. I bought her a $300 purse when we were down in Florida. I've done many, many unbelievably awesome things for Dev. But the reason I do these things is because she is good to me, right? She has earned these things. And if you're feeling guilty about doing nice things for your girlfriend or your wife, right? Then deep down inside, you might be thinking, okay, she hasn't really earned this from me, right? Is that what's happening? Is she earning these things, or are you doing?
Well, she wasn't as of like for about a year, and things got bad. So
okay.
I think that's where I guess I gotta just ask more of her and be just I have to be way clearer and just tell her what I need.
Right.
Straight up.
Listen.
That's what I'm feeling.
Absolutely. And I
do things for her, but I also do things that I want to do anyway, and she gets the benefit. So I got to keep that in mind.
Wait, say that.
Yeah,
wait. Say that last thing again, because I think that's very important. What was your last sentence?
I do things for her or for myself, but she gets the benefit. Like if I
right.
make a great meal, I probably would do that myself.
That's exactly right.
I just make two.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
And remember, listen, you said you're going to ask more of her, and then you corrected yourself. I'm going to tell her what I want and need. Don't ask your woman anything. You tell her what you want and need. And if you ask her, and I know it's it's kind of a weird transition for a lot of guys who are not used to demanding what they want from women. And we're used to telling women, hey, can you please go and get me XYZ from the fridge? Here's a good transitional phrase to this. And I use this with Dev sometimes. I'm like, hey, turn this down for me, would you? Or hey, go and get me a beer from the refrigerator, would you? I'll say something like that. And listen, I do that sometimes, but most of them I'm like, yo, do this, do that. I'm very straight up. I'm very direct. Well, thank you very much for the call, area code 425. I appreciate you being on hold. A big shout out goes to Tim Taylor with the $250 super chat. He said, I called earlier. I'm the six-figure guy. I love your message and educating people on how to handle themselves. I've been listening for a while, so there isn't really a reason for me not to contribute. Tim, I greatly, greatly appreciate your contribution. That was unbelievably generous of that. I don't think I've ever gotten a super chat that big on this channel before. So I appreciate you calling. And I appreciate you spreading the word, man. I really, really do. This is the time that I enjoy. And don't get me wrong, I love talking Red Pill Truth. I love doing my episodes, but interacting with the chat and the phone calls, this is what I live for. This really, really, this is probably the most fun I've had on the air in quite a while. I can't do this too often, but when I get a chance to, I really, really enjoy it. So big thanks goes out to Tim Taylor. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, with the $250 super chat. Many thanks to you, my friend. Let us go back to the phone lines and go to area code 318. Area code 318, you are live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Oh, hey, what's up, Donovan? This is Giorgio from Shreveport, Louisiana.
All right.
And, I just want to say thank you so much for all the advice you've been giving us. I take notes from all your live streams, and I didn't want to keep this long. So my question is, what is your advice for guys who are like introverts, who are kind of shy when it comes to, dating and trying to find the right woman?
It's interesting that you say introverts, because the way you're talking to me on the phone right now, your voice is strong, you're very straightforward. You don't appear to be an introvert just by the way you're talking to me right now. So when you say, hey, what can shy guys do? What if you're introverted? Well, what you mean is you're not an introvert, you're just introverted around women. Right? There are a lot of outgoing guys who are outgoing, of this dynamic, gregarious personality. Then when they get around women, all of a sudden they go into a shell. Most guys are not introverted. Most guys are just introverted around women. And because there are women around us all the time, they think that they are introverted. The best way to do this is what I like to call activity game. And if you're introverted, you absolutely can become an extrovert. It takes a while, but it can be done. Dude, sign up for a bowling league. Do a dancing class, cooking class, pottery class, volunteer at the hospital, get a sales job. Put yourself in situations where you have to interact with people, and you have to do this all the time. The reason why I've always had an outgoing sort of gregarious personality is because I grew up on military bases, right? I've lived in 100 different states. I've lived as far west as Hawaii 2 different times. I've lived as far north as New York, as far south as Florida. I mean, I've been all over the place. I've traveled around the world. I've done all these great things, and I did this at a very young age. Well, and because I was thrust into situations where I wasn't really sure what was going on, I had to adapt. I had to learn how to be friendly. I had to learn how to communicate. That's why I became an extrovert. So my advice to you, or whoever you are giving this advice to, is to put yourself in situations where you have to interact with people. A sales job is a very, very good way to do this. I actually just released the archive course on my Patreon, how sales jobs makes you better with women. Sales jobs not only make you better with women, they make you better with people, right? Because again, sales job, you can't be a boring salesperson. There's no such thing as a boring salesperson who is a good salesperson. So like I said, do activities, go biking, pottery classes, dance classes, improv classes. That's another very good that's another very, very good resource in terms of trying to learn how to be an extrovert. It's going to take time, and it can be done, but you're going to have to you're going to have to put yourself in those particular situations in order to become an extrovert. Let us go back to listen, I've still to come. I still have my third segment here. Why single women are like rescue dogs. I'm going to get to that after we get done with the phone calls. Let's go to area code 718. Area code 718, you are on Live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hi, is that me?
Yep, that's you.
Perfect. I think earlier you said 716, and I think I didn't know it was me, so I hung up, so I wanted to call back in. Really quickly, I just wanted to say this. I know this is a man show, but I think what you're doing for guys is very important, not just to older men, but younger men. My cousin was listening to you the other day, and that's how you popped back up on my feed today. And he's kind of having a moment with the woman that he's dating. He used to depend on my dad a lot for that, but he passed away. And so I think that just what you're doing and what you're speaking on is very important. A lot of how you talk about women I can't really relate to, just because my dad was no joke and I was just raised a certain way. So there's a lot of the things that I don't necessarily do, but when I speak to him and other guys or just other women that I'm familiar with, I hear a lot of stories that sound very familiar to the stories you spoke on. And then really quickly, I didn't watch all of your videos. I think the only ones he showed me was one about this girl who left her husband or something like that when she was younger, and the other one about the woman who slept with a lot of people who wanted to go into therapy or something like that.
Yeah.
That one definitely hit home when I was watching it because the girl my cousin was trying to court happened to be there, and she left and she was pissed. And
Right.
I didn't understand why she was so offended by the video. I didn't even know how it related to her or anything like that. And me and her had this talk, and she just was very emotional. So I think a lot of what you're saying, not only is it affecting the older men and the younger men, but it's also attacking the women that I'm sure some of these men may want to date if they get themselves together. So I just wanted to say I think that that's really dope what you're doing for guys, and I don't want to keep too much more of your time.
Okay, well, thanks for the call. I appreciate you calling. That was actually a very good call. I've had a few female. That was like the fourth female caller I've had. If I'm getting female callers, then that means I've probably got a lot more female viewers than I realize. So listen, man, we talk all this trash about how women need to do this. They need to listen to us. Listen, it appears that they're getting the message. So listen, shout out to the ladies who are fans of TSR Towers. Not something that I would have predicted, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to area code 469. Area code 469. You are on Live with Donovan. Sounds like you're on the toilet, dude.
My man, Donovan.
There he is. Big Brandon. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm not on the toilet. I'm in the warehouse. Gonna go to the truck. How you been, brother?
Doing good, man. I'm trying to do my thing here, man. Trying to get the show back up off the ground. Just crossed 40,000 subs, man. Thanks to guys like you.
Man, I'm proud of that, and I hope you had a great holiday. But I'm gonna start out by saying this: as one of the floor staff at Club TSR, I will put out any hater or any people that disrespect the owner of said club. Do y'all understand me?
Man, I swear to God, like dudes come in here and talk. Like I had another dude ask me, "Well, what's with the headphones and that the screen in the back is distracting?" And then we had that ignorant ass nigga talking about, "Oh, I will never understand what the point is of cameras that pan." I'm like, nigga, that's called being professional. Like, what are you talking about?
And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what female raised you for you not to see a person being successful and stepping up their game?
That's what I'm saying. Like what? Like who? And again, this is what I just talked about. There are two types of men who see success: the men who hate on it and the men who try to emulate it. It's unbelievable that we have this many people who actually hate on another man's success. Unbelievable.
I just look at it like this. You're a great basketball player, and you saw the league turning to three-point shooting, so you develop a three-point.
That's right.
That's all you're doing.
That's all that is, man.
I don't know what these simping do. Yeah, and then these guys over-talking you whenever you're trying to give them the information that they call for.
Yo, that dude just like, it was like 5 times. I was like, yo, dip. Then I let my anger get the better of me, right? Then I had to yell at him, and then he still kept talking. I was like, nah, he's got to go. You got. I'll give you the last word, Big B.
And like I said, all right. Well, the last word is this: keep doing your content. Here's to another 40K. You know what I'm saying?
You know it.
And keep spreading the word. Head security signing out, brother.
Appreciate that, Big Brandon. The TSR, the official TSR bouncer, the bouncer here at TSR Towers. He will put your ass out the club. No bottle service for you. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 416. 416, you are on Live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, Don, how you doing, bro?
Doing good.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, I'm calling from Toronto, Canada.
Oh, wow,
And I just have a quick question. I was in a long-distance relationship. I was in an LTR for 7 years.
Okay.
And I lost attraction. I lost attraction from my girlfriend, right? And I stopped courting her. I stopped taking her out. And long story short, she broke up with me, you know?
Okay.
And she was a really good woman, bro. She cooked for me. She washed my clothes, everything. And I just want to know if I should like try to pursue her or like.
Oh no.
You know, because she broke up with me because like yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. So
yeah. Listen,
I
man.
just want to know if I should like.
No. No.
Like move on or.
No, move on. Listen, man, and I know. Listen, and how recent was this breakup? It sounds like it was pretty recent.
Like 2 months ago.
Okay, yeah, you're not gonna get over a 7-year relationship in 2 months. So, and dude, like, I hate it for you, man, because like I know what it's like to feel that pain, that feeling in the pit of your stomach. When I hear stories about guys getting broke up with, or my girlfriend cheated on me, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I internalize it. It's fucking crazy. But what you have to understand, and I know that this is probably not easy to hear right now because the breakup is still fresh. You're 2 months removed from it, so you're a little further along than most people who call my show and say, "Hey, my girlfriend just broke up with me." But you have to understand, and there's actually an episode that I did called, I think, 7 Reasons Why You Should Never Get Back with Your Ex-Girlfriend. And then there's another episode I did called The 3 Things That You Should Do After a Breakup. What you have to understand is that when your girl breaks up with you, now, if you dump her, it's a completely different set of circumstances. But when your girl breaks up with you, there's one thing and one thing only that you are going to have to understand, among others. She is fucking dudes by the truckload right now. Okay, right now, listen, right now, at this very moment, it is 3:06 Eastern Standard Time. Someone's cock is in your ex-girlfriend's mouth. You need to think about that. You need to think about that. You need to let that sting. A breakup is like a cut. It fucking hurts, but it has to heal, right? Now, you could put Neosporin on it and allow it to heal like that, or you can fucking douse it with alcohol to completely disinfect it so that it heals quicker. It's gonna fucking hurt and it's gonna fucking burn. But guess what? The sooner you douse that alcohol on it, the more desensitized you're going to be about the thought of your girl sucking another man's dick. I know, me saying that, I know that gives you that shock, like it makes your body turn cold. But dude, listen, don't run away from that. Think about it. Visualize it. If you have to cry about it, fucking cry about it. But that's the only way you're going to get over her, is you need to get very familiar with the idea that your girl is up under or in front of someone else. And it's not just one person, dude. Trust and believe, it's probably multiple guys. You live in Toronto, Canada. That's almost, to be honest with you, that's the feminist capital of Canada, if I'm not mistaken. So you best believe she's riding dicks like a carousel, man. And that's the reason. Listen, doing this lets you know that you can't get back with her. Would you really want to, like let's say you get back with her in 6 months, right? And then you find out when you guys were broken up, she had fucked somebody else. Dude, that would destroy you, wouldn't it? But what is she going to say? But we were broken up. We weren't together. We were on a break. That's not going to make a damn bit of difference. This is why you never, ever, ever, ever get back with an ex-girlfriend, especially when she dumps you. Listen, I hate it for you, and I hope it works out for you, dude.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to know, even though like it was my fault, that the relationship like got ruined. I stopped giving up. I stopped loving her basically. I took her for granted.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, real quick. You said you took her for granted. Is that what happened, or is that what she told you?
I did.
Oh, you really did take her for granted.
And then she came on and told me that.
Well, you have to understand. Now, did you really take her for granted, or? And again, I just want to make sure I'm getting my facts straight here.
I was with her from when she was 20 years old to she just turned 28.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, she was like, she kind of fell off, and I lost
90 How did she
seconds.
fall off?
Like
Stay on the caller. Stay on the line, guys. It's 90 seconds to get in on the queue. It's not 90 seconds before it cuts everybody off. And I think I might actually open up the phone lines again here after this runs out. So everybody stay put. You said she fell off and you became less attracted to her. Did she gain weight?
Yeah.
Well,
she gained a little bit of weight, and every time I tried to tell her to go to the gym, she'd get defensive and like. She'd think I was putting her down, but I was just trying to help her.
Oh, caller. Oh,
and
my friend.
Yeah,
listen, caller. And I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but believe it or not, she did you a favor, my friend. Dude, she got fat, so you didn't want to fuck. Dude, you didn't take her for granted. That's what she told you. No, she didn't like the fact that you didn't like that she was getting fat. That's what that was, right? And so the guy she's fucking now is getting the fatter version of your ex-girlfriend. And what's she going to tell that beta slug? Well, the reason why I broke up with my boyfriend is because he told me that I was getting fat and I wasn't going to have that anymore. You know what his dumbass told her? I love you just the way you are. And guess what? 1 year and 50 pounds later, you're going to be strolling by her and her fucking fat fucking boyfriend with her fucking fat ass. And you're going to be thanking your lucky stars that she dumped you. No, I'm serious. I'm serious, man. She didn't like the fact she didn't, and she's getting close. She's getting close to the wall. The older women get, the harder it becomes to stay in shape. She's 26, 27 years old.
Yeah, man.
She can't stay as thin and as and how often did she work out when she was 20 when you met her? She probably never worked out, did she? Did she?
She never did. No.
There you go. There you go. That's it.
And she like smoked a lot of cigarettes and drank a lot too.
Listen. Oh, okay. All right. So now listen, I did feel, I'm not going to say that I don't feel sorry for you. I feel your pain because listen, despite her smoking and drinking and gaining weight, you loved her. And I get it. And there's something to be said for that.
I do, yeah.
But how old are you?
I'm 34.
Oh, dude. You're 30. Dude.
I met her when I was 26.
Dude, listen, you have and callers, I'm going to get to you in a second. You have no idea how fortunate you are. You are at the dawn of your sexual prime, my friend. She is at the end, right? Like, dude, it only gets better for you from here. It only gets worse from here for her. Dude, 5 years from now, she's going to be kicking herself in the ass because she's going to be thinking, damn, like I could have stayed in shape for this guy, but now I can only date fat fuck losers. Dude, listen, I know you probably don't feel like it now, but this girl absolutely did you a favor. And at the end of the day, a girl who was overweight, who drank too much and smoked a lot of cigarettes dumped you? She did you a favor, man. She absolutely did you a favor. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 678. Still to come are single women are like rescue dogs. So you guys want to stay tuned for that. Area code 678. You're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hey, Donovan. Thanks for having me again, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
That last guy, man, I really feel for him. Two things. One, I'm actually going through the exact same thing he's going through.
Okay.
I'm a 30-year-old man in Atlanta, Georgia. I was with a girl from Clark, Atlanta for about 6-7 years. And the exact same thing happened to her. She got fat. She started getting comfortable. She started getting entitled. And the stuff I was doing for her wasn't cutting for her anymore. So we parted ways. And if you was to talk to her right now, she'd blame me for it. Which I mean, I'm a man. I'm accountable.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure there are things I could have done to be better, but she wouldn't be able to say the same for herself, and that's the problem.
Right.
And I understand that.
Good.
The second thing is, man. Second thing is, I got a homie of mine. Done him for a real long time, ever since we was kids, man. And he's getting married. He says he knows about the whole red pill MGTOW thing. We talked about it. He got homies on the same tip as me, but he's still doing it, man. He's still
simping.
Still getting married. What should I tell him, man? What should I tell this dude? Should I let him just walk off this cliff or
oh shit, man? And you said this is one of your homeboys too, right?
Yeah, man. I'm going for a long time.
Damn,
man. We done got into some shit together, man. So.
Has he ever? Let me ask you this: has he ever been red pilled? Like has he ever known game, or has he never known game?
That's a tricky question to answer because he was indigo pilled for a very long time. But
the what pill?
He's indigo, like more than blue pill.
Oh, indigo! God damn, you went indigo. Oh shit! Okay.
he was more than just blue.
Nigga said he was indigo. All right. Nigga was baby blue pill.
But yeah, right fuchsia. But throughout time, he gained some skills. He gained some tactics to get a pretty decent looking girl.
Okay.
I give it to him. He got a bomb looking girl by his side, and from what he tells me, he understands that if she starts doing this or that, and then he needs to let her go and all this. He says that, but I don't know if I believe it.
Yeah, listen, he knows. And again, anybody can say anything, right? Like anybody can say, I know what I need to do and I know I need to do this, but at the end of the day, you know he's not going to do that. There's nothing you can do for your buddy, man. Just like I told that other
don't
call.
Tell me that, man.
Listen, I hate to break it to you, but you know what? Let's just play this out, right? And area code 424, I see in the queue. I'm going to come to you next. Let's just play out this scenario. Let's say you get your homeboy. You guys are at, let me think of a spot in Atlanta. I haven't been there in a while. Let's say you're in Buckhead. Right, you're at Buckhead, nice fancy bar, whatever the case may be. You guys are sipping on a couple of, Blue Moods. That's my beer of choice. And like, look, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, you can't marry this girl. He's gonna say, well, why not? You're gonna say, well, X, Y, and Z. You guys might have a fantastic conversation. He might tell you, yeah, you know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do, man. I'm not gonna marry her. I'm gonna tell her this. I'm gonna tell her that. And I got it. I'm gonna tell her this, and I'm gonna tell her that. And I'm going to break up with her and this and that and the third. Guess what, dude? He's not going to do it. And that's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is he's like, yo, I thought you were my friend. I thought you supported my marriage. I thought you wanted me to be happy. This is why. I'm telling you. And guys, trust me, man. I know what it's like to want to help your helpless friends because you feel helpless. You don't want them to walk off that cliff because you know what's about to happen. You got to understand.
He's a homie. He's a homie. I'm trying to save this
man. I'm telling you. Listen, one thing you're going to have to understand when it comes to saving your homeboys from women, they got to save themselves, man. Most men find the red pill after a breakup or at the peak of sexual frustration. No man ever finds the red pill right before he gets married. No man ever finds the red pill when he's banging 6 different chicks. No. Men, dude, 9 times out of 10, men find the red pill because they have been burned, because they've been hurt. My wife divorce raped me. My girlfriend cheated on me. My girl fucked my best friend. I found out one of my kids is not biologically mine. That's when they find the red pill. So what's going to have to happen is you're going to have to let your homeboy put his hand on the stove. Because I'm going to tell you this before I let you go here. What you got to understand, and I know this sucks to hear, but there are lessons that we can be taught, but most lessons have to be learned, man. Like, sometimes getting taught a lesson doesn't teach us that lesson. Sometimes we have to learn. Experience is the best teacher. And unfortunately for your homeboy, for him to digest red pill truth, he's going to have to get his hand burned. That's just all there is to it. Let's go to one last caller before we continue the segment. Let's go to area code 424. Area code 424. You're on live at Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hi, Donovan. My name is D. I'm out here in Japan using my Google number to call you.
Oh, good shit, man. How you doing?
As far as brothers getting burned and getting the red pill that way, I've experienced that myself personally, and it was a hard lesson to learn. But here's the crazy part. So, peep game, I've been living in Japan since the early 2000s. People said when Donald Trump gets reelected, they're going to move out of America. Well, right. I said that about George Bush Jr., and I did that. I left.
Oh, shit, okay.
So, the thing is, I've been out here, making money, living my life, doing my thing. And after a few years, I had dated a whole bunch of different Japanese girls. I speak Japanese, I speak Spanish, I speak Chinese, all self-taught.
Goddamn.
But the thing about it is, after a while, I kind of got bored with the Japanese bras because they're just so damn predictable.
Okay.
So I made the foolish mistake after dating a bunch of girls from the Caribbean and from Africa who live out here in Japan. I made the foolish mistake of reconnecting with a black girl that I went to high school with.
Uh-oh.
And we had like the little short long distance thing. It was a real bad fuck up, right? And she pretended to be submissive, just like what that other dude was going through and whatnot.
There you go.
And the funny thing was, she was supposed to move out here, but
she never did she?
Bullshitted on that one. What?
She never did she?
No, she never did. She kept delaying, making excuses. She was a nurse making good money. And I even found jobs for her where she didn't even have to speak Japanese, even though I was teaching her. But the funny thing about it is that she never did that. And my dumb blue pill ass at the time made the mistake of getting married to this broad. But here's where it gets funny. Here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
All right. So, she's always talking about at the wedding how she's looking forward to moving to Japan, starting a new life.
Right.
We're going to raise a family because I wanted to raise a black family with my own son out here in Japan where it's safe. Have my kid going to China, learning Kung Fu from Chinese Shaolin monks and shit.
Yeah.
And you could do that. It's only like $1,000 for a month, right?
Right.
So the thing was, she played into that pretending to be submissive and shit. As soon as we were going to have a kid on the way, she thought she had control. And that's when she started showing who she really is, and I found out she wasn't coming. But here's a game part. Check this out.
Okay.
Because I'm not any way connected to the U.S. military or U.S. government, there's no way for them to do anything. So she couldn't divorce rape me. She tried, but she couldn't because it wouldn't work. So it's a funny thing because my whole family tried to turn against me, and I'm like, y'all don't know me because I'm 42 now.
Okay.
At the time, I was about like 38. And it's like, y'all know me more than 30 years, and y'all just going to suddenly flip on me on the word of some broad that y'all have known for less than a year?
Damn,
So
they turned on you? Why'd they turn on you? Why'd they turn that? So your family turned on you because of some shit that she's. I didn't mean to get off. I didn't mean to get off topic. What were you saying?
Yeah.
What were you saying?
No. You're being straight. It's cool. Yeah, my relatives and everybody, they turned on me based on her shit, and I figured it out. It took me about a year to figure it out because I just cut them motherfuckers off. I mean, almost nobody out here in this part of Japan speaks English anyway, so they can't do nothing.
Right.
So the thing is, I cut them all off, and then they accused me of wanting to join. They said, you're trying to join ISIS because you're not talking to any of us. And I'm like, no, y'all don't want to hear my side of the shit. Y'all want to just wear her, so fuck it.
Oh, fuck
But
that.
anyway, long story short, I decided, fuck that. I'm not going back, because I don't need to. I got everything set up here. So I decided to, take that red pill deep. I took that red pill so deep, I'm crimson with my shit.
Good.
And it's
very,
like
very
now,
good.
my life is better. My life is way better now because now I'm out here learning Swahili on my own. I done traveled to Kenya. I got people out there that are gonna hook me up with shit. I taught myself Chinese after the fact. I've been going to Taiwan like LA niggas go to Vegas.
Bruh.
Weekend trips.
Yeah, LA niggas do go to Vegas, man. That's what they do for real. Good shit, man.
And it's crazy though because after taking that red pill, at first I thought, man, this is all fucked up. I wanted to have a family, this and that. I'm realizing that it was the best thing that ever happened to me. My game is elevated. Now I got broads flying in to see me from other countries on their own dime.
That's what's up.
Listen,
that's where you're doing it right.
She only comes to my place to cook me dinner, but then after dinner, I blow her back out and send her back to her hotel room.
There you go.
You know what I mean? When she's flying out here to see me.
Good shit, man. Well, thanks for the call, area
man.
code.
So it's like.
Yeah, thanks for the call, area code 424. Yeah, listen, this is one thing that guys really, really do have to watch out for, and this happens to all of us. Guys will find the red pill, right? And this happened to me several times. You'll find the red pill, you'll get up on red pill game, you'll be banging broads left and right, and then all of a sudden you start getting you start getting noticed and start getting attraction from better looking females, right? Better looking females. And most men have a biological desire to have children. And this particular woman keyed in on that and she was able to play him. But you have to be very, very careful about blue pill backsliding. Okay? There's actually a blue pill backsliding, I think is in one of the sections in my How to Master the Game course. There's an entire section on how to avoid blue pill backsliding. It is absolutely 100% real. You guys definitely want to check that out on donovansharpe.com/courses. When we return, I'm going to tell you guys why single women, perpetually single women are just like rescue dogs. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back to close out the show with why perpetually single women are like rescue dogs. We'll be right back. Gentlemen, if you want the blueprint on how to mold and shape a woman into exactly what you want and need, you need to get your hands on my 7-hour 5-part audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. This is 7 hours of rock-solid intel on how to build a female brick by brick into the kind of woman you want and need. Part 1 deals with the vetting process. I teach you how to select the right candidate by telling you what to look for and, more importantly, what not to look for in a woman. Part 2 deals with the training process. I take you step by step through the procedures that prepare a female for what it's like to be in a relationship with a man like you. I educate you on setting the tone early in order to reduce and possibly eliminate any and all behaviors that could potentially cause trouble in your relationship down the road. In Part 3, I instruct you on how to set and enforce boundaries and expectations. I teach you how to be direct when communicating your expectations in such a way that leaves nothing to interpretation. Part 4 will cover the sexual side of your relationship, how to dominate her sexually, and how you can make yourself unforgettable to her even if you're not the most well-endowed lover she's ever been with will be discussed extensively. I will also teach you the ins and outs of deep conversion game, which is the art of verbally and physically dominating her body, her mind, and her soul. And finally, Part 5 will teach you how not to sabotage your relationship, how to maintain it, and what to do on the off chance that your woman gets out of line or out of pocket. Now, it's very important for you guys to understand that this course is based on personal experience. I'm not giving you guys hypotheticals or theories. These are techniques I use in my own relationship to this day, and anyone who follows me has seen that my techniques work and work well. Now, this isn't a cheat code or a magic bullet either, guys. This course isn't a turn her into the woman you've always wanted using this one weird trick, or how to make any woman your sexy, submissive sex slave with these 3 magical phrases. No. That's not what this is. So if that's what you're looking for, keep your money. To train a woman to look, act, and submit like a woman should takes time, hard work, consistency, and maintenance. If you are willing to put in the work, go to donovansharpe.com/courses to get your hands on the only relationship guide that actually works by the only man who has shown that it works. Again, that's donovansharpe.com/courses. The link is in the description. Welcome back to the show. I appreciate you guys sticking around. I've actually opened the phone lines back up. 914-205-5356. If you want to get in on the show, if you want to get in on the action, 914-205-5356. Give me 1 second. I'm too late. You start the next episode. Yeah, it's playing games. Jesus. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. All right, well, I'll try and work that out. if I can. No, Blog Talk Radio seems to be playing games with me here. Don't really understand what's happening. I thought I was going to start another episode, and apparently I can do 2 shows a day. I can actually do 2 shows a day and take phone calls, I think, for like up to 6 hours. So let's see if this works. So while it's doing this, let me shout out my super chats. Here. Oh shit, hang on. Here we are. All right, good stuff. Looks like all systems are just about go here. Big thanks goes out to Elliot Morris with his $10 super chat. He says, thanks for all the knowledge in game. I've learned quite a bit from your shows and podcasts. I appreciate that, Elliot. I always enjoy hearing guys. There we are. Hang on. Got it. Okay. All right. Area code 301. I see you in the queue. I'm going to get to you in just a second. I love it when I hear stories from my guys. Donovan, my marriage is better because of you. Donovan, I used to be this. I was in the friend zone and I got out of the friend zone because of your content. I always like hearing that. That kind of stuff. Big thanks goes out to Freelance Ronan, the original TSROG, with the $5 super chat. Talking about the caller whose 27-year-old girlfriend broke up with him. Obviously she got fat and he didn't like it, so she says, "You took me for granted," and she ended up dumping him. He says, "Quit while you're ahead, caller. You won. You may not realize it, but you won. Take the victory. Can't read today, and conquer new lands." Big thanks goes out to Jay Mant with the $10 super chat. Says, "Girl who friend zoned me in high school popped up and now wants to say she's into me now that I'm in my masculine frame, and her husband is a femme. Got mad at me when I said I don't date single moms." I love it. Yeah, troll these bitches out here, guys. Big thanks goes out to our future MD1. Says, "Yo, can you go on Red Mornings with Ryan Stone?" Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while. It's actually been a while since I've been on with Ryan Stone. I've been on his show once. He's been on my show once or twice. But yeah, I might reach out to him. Ryan's a good dude, man. He knows his shit. He's up there in Canada, so I would be more than listen. I'd be more than happy to do a show with him and get that going. Area codes 301 and 47. I'm going to get to you guys in just a few minutes. If you guys want to get in on the show, 914-205-5356. For now, I'm going to tell you guys, let me get past these. Production's a little bit sketchy today, guys. What shelter dogs and perpetually single females have in common with one another. Now, this is going to be a trigger warning. I know that there are women. I now know that there are women who absolutely positively do watch the show. So if you are a female who is easily offended, if you are perpetually single and this gets and stuff like this gets you all hot and bothered, listen, you have absolutely positively been warned. This is not this is not going to this is not going to be something that you guys want to hear, so you've been warned. So let's go and get this party started. Area code 301 and area codes 407. I'm going to get to you guys just after this particular segment, and we will reprise the phone lines. Now, over the years, women have been accurately compared to many, many different things, right? They've been compared to roses. They've been compared to milk. They've been compared to T-shirts, bread, just about anything else that depreciates in value, okay? Spoils quickly, loses its shine or its luster at an accelerated rate. Well, I've got another log to throw onto the fire. Women who are perpetually single, read Banana Gobblers, are like abandoned dogs waiting to be rescued. There are way too many similarities between these two not to point them out. So let's start with the dogs. Dogs, they don't want to be in shelters, okay? They want a permanent home with the family because it's a better life. Now, a dog can't say that out loud, that they can't say that they want a family, but they all do. You can tell that you can tell in their behavior in both environments, right? Those Sarah McLachlan commercials, if you guys know what I'm talking about, that tells you all you need to know about how dogs feel about being in the shelter. They are heartbreaking. They are hard to watch. If it comes on, I'll leave the room. I'll tell Devin to turn the channel. I can't watch that stuff. I'm Mr. Big fucking tough red pill alpha guy. Can't watch that stuff. Women, they don't want to be single. They want to be in a permanent relationship with a man because it is a better life than sleeping around, right? It's a better life than worrying about STDs. It's a better life than worrying about his girlfriend or wife finding out about her, right? It's a better life than worrying about getting pregnant because she doesn't remember if Derek used a condom last night or if she forgot to take the pill yesterday. Now, today's women will brag about how they love the single life and about how they don't like being locked down or tied down, but they are lying through their cum-stained teeth, gentlemen. Every woman, without exception, wants to be in a relationship of consequence with a man that they truly respect and love, no matter what they say, guys. I'm here to tell you. She could be fucking 5 dudes. She wants to be with only one of them. That's how it always goes, guys. She doesn't want to be fucking multiple dudes, guys. She wants to be fucking just one of them. A woman who talks and brags about multiple dudes that she's dating, right? She talks about how she loves a single life. That's like the dog in a shelter wagging its tail and jumping around acting like a puppy. Women hate being single. Women hate being single, and dogs hate being in a shelter. The difference is that dogs are honest about it, right? They're honest, or, well, obviously they can't speak English, right? But their body language and mannerisms, they make it rather obvious that the shelter is not where they want to be. And for the record, like I said, I cannot watch those commercials, man. Like the commercials asking for donations and looking at dogs in the shelter and all this other kind of stuff. It's just I can't do it. I absolutely cannot do it. Anyway, so I'm going to give you guys 7 similarities between women and shelter dogs. And we're going to start with the actual shelter itself, which is number 1. The shelter life equals the single life.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Jesus. Blog Talk is giving me a problem here. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's really pissing me off. Not going to be able to take any more phone calls today, guys. It's playing games with me. So the single life equals the shelter life. If you have a question, super chat them in. I'm probably gonna go do one more once over in the chat before I kill this. Okay, the dog shelter. Okay, a shelter is unpredictable, right? It's unpredictable. Some of the staff treats the dogs nicely. Some of them, not so much. Maybe they get walked 3 times in one day. Maybe they only get walked once the next. Then they have to watch other dogs getting adopted, and they wonder to themselves, when is somebody going to adopt me? Why doesn't anybody pick me? Is there something wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why aren't I adopted? Why am I not worthy to be with a family? Well, the single life is the same way. The single life is highly unpredictable for women. Some men treat her well. Some men treat her like dog shit. Some are married. Some are players. Some are around a lot. Others once a month. Then they watch their friends getting commitments and wedding rings from their boyfriends and getting married, and they think to themselves, well, when am I going to get married? Why can't I find a boyfriend? Is there something wrong with me? You guys see that similarity? The shelter life equals the single life. Let's go to the next one. Owning a dog versus handling women. Let's go to the canine side. If you're not ready to own a dog, their breed, their behavior, what to do to get the best out of them, etc., etc. If you don't understand how to own a dog, they're going to pee all over the house. They're going to shit in your shoes. They're going to eat your shoes. And you end up giving them away or taking them back to a shelter. Let's go to the woman's side. If you're not ready to handle a woman, if you're not aware of what makes them tick, what they need, what they don't need, how to reward them, how to punish them, what their motivations are for good and bad behavior, what things to keep them away from, she's going to cheat. She's going to talk back, right? She's going to disrespect you. She'll emasculate you. She won't represent you well in public, etc., etc. Eventually, she will end up single again. That is the equivalent of the dog shelter. Let's go to the next one. Every dog breed is different. Every woman is different. Let's go to the dog side here. Let's go to the dog side. Now, as a dog owner, you have to understand the differences in breeds, okay? You can't treat them all the same. You've got to do your research before picking out a dog. You're going to have to understand that German Shepherds, for example, they need a lot of exercise and a lot of water. If you keep a German Shepherd cooped up all day, they're going to tear up your house. They're going to drink out of your toilet. They're going to pee on your floor because of all of that pent-up energy, okay? Now, on the flip side, if you try to run with your Pomeranian or play Frisbee with it every day, it's going to get irritable and tired and worn out because it's a companion dog, not a working dog like the Shepherd. You have to know the differences between the breeds. You cannot treat them all the same because they don't all react the same way to the same lifestyle. Women are exactly the same in this regard. We all know that most women are hoes and that they operate in the same slutty way and have most of the same hoe tendencies. But they're not all the same in terms of personality traits and what makes them tick. In my booster shot segment a while back, I used to have a booster shot segment, the red pill booster shot segment. I talked about Illimitable Man's article called the AWOLT misconception, the all women are like that, not all women are like that misconception. And a key point that he made was that even though all women are like that in terms of their sexual tendencies, not all women are 100% the same, guys. You might have a woman who will comply the first time you softly tell her to lower her voice. Then you might need a woman who needs to be told to shut the fuck up while you glare at her in order to get her to stop running off at the mouth. Okay? You might have a woman who automatically respects your superior size and strength, so she never tries to get physical with you. Then you might have a woman who has no issue hitting or pushing you, in which case you need to get the fuck out of there before you do something stupid and never go back. There are women who respond better to negative reinforcement, and then there are women who need positive reinforcement, right? Some more than others. The point is, you can't treat all women the same and expect the same results. One size doesn't fit all with dogs, and one size damn sure does not fit all with women. Let's go to the next one. They have both had plenty of chances. A shelter dog has had more than a few owners in the past, but those owners didn't know how to potty train them, didn't know how to keep them from tearing up the house. They didn't want to crate train them. They were afraid to raise their voice at the dog because it's inhumane, right? A shelter dog a lot of times has had multiple owners, but because those owners couldn't handle them, they ended up with another owner or back in the shelter. Sluts have had plenty of boyfriends in the past, but were afraid to check her in private and in public. because they are afraid to check them in private and in public, they had no idea how to cultivate good behavior and eliminate bad behavior. They weren't aware of the fact that women are self-destructive by nature and need a firm hand to keep them away from things that could harm her both mentally and physically. They are clueless about the real mindset of a woman. That she's not looking for Mr. Nice Guy who's going to let her do whatever the hell she wants, but that she's looking for a strong leader and that she wants and needs to be disciplined when she steps out of line. A woman has had plenty of boyfriends and husbands who could not handle them. But because they couldn't handle her, she's back in the shelter or with another boyfriend who is inept at handling her properly. So at the end of the day, you must be very, very careful about how you select your dog and about how you select your woman. Let's start with the dogs. Before you go and pick out your dog, you have to do your research, okay? Their breed, their dietary and grooming needs, how often they need to be walked, right? How much exercise they need, how much mental stimulation they need, what their lifespan is, what diseases and conditions they're prone to. Once you have all of that taken care of, at that point, you're ready to go to a shelter or maybe even a breeder. As far as women go, before you hit the dating scene, you've got to do your research, which, of course, is finding and obtaining red pill-related material, red pill content, right? You need to bookmark websites like Return of Kings, illimitablemen.com, the Red Pill Reddit, the Rational Mail, DonovanSharpe.com. There are plenty of other sites out there that you can supplement with them, but those are the only those are really the top four in my book. You really need to watch guys like Tom Likas, okay, the late great Patrice O'Neill, and subscribe to shows like TSR Live. At that point, you're ready to start dating around. Now, understand this. As far as dogs are concerned with the selection, you're almost never going to find a purebred at a shelter. Most dogs at shelters are mutts, which isn't bad, okay? But it could certainly be mitigated if you pay attention to the dog and figure out what you're dealing with. But the best way to guarantee yourself a purebred dog is to find a reputable breeder. This is exactly, that way you know exactly what to expect, okay? Purebred dogs are very expensive because it takes a lot of time and money for breeders to produce quality puppies. If you're willing to spend the money, it's worth it provided you know what you're buying. Let's go to the female side. With women, you also have to understand that the chances of finding a purebred or a woman with a low notch count or even a virgin in this part of the world is next to impossible. Dude, most women these days are raging sluts, which is obviously not good. But if you have done your research, you can avoid a lot of the problems that comes with dealing with these kinds of women. If you live in the United States, this is a necessary evil. However, if you want to increase your chances of finding a woman with a low notch count or even a virgin, just like I advised that other dude, right? You can move to another country if you're willing to spend a little extra money. Some men say Eastern Europe is a good place to find quality girls who aren't sluts. I've heard some guys say that these kinds of women are not really that much quality anymore, right? South America, particularly Brazil, people have said that that's, they have a large number of girls who haven't jumped on the carousel. In any case, do your due diligence and make your decision if that's the direction you want to go. Let us take a look at why they are where they are. Now, with shelter dogs, you have to understand that they are in a shelter for a reason. Maybe they bark too much. Maybe they're dog aggressive. Maybe they're people aggressive. Those are my hamsters. Maybe they're people aggressive. I put my gerbils in my studio because my cats tore up the cage trying to eat them. Anyway, maybe they're not good with people. Maybe they're not good around with children. Maybe they only eat people food. Whatever the case may be, shelter dogs are in the shelter for a reason. A woman who is perpetually single is single for a reason. People around her will tell her she's a great catch, or that Mr. Right is out there somewhere, or that her last boyfriend made a mistake when he dumped her. But they don't always know the whole story. She might be an insufferable bitch. She could have expensive habits. She could be a drug addict. She could be an alcoholic. Maybe she has daddy issues. I mean, the list is endless. And we all know this. But the point is that if a perpetually single woman was such a catch, she'd have been caught already, right? Oh, I'm such a catch. Well, why are you 39 and still haven't been caught? But her last boyfriend dumped her because she fucked a coworker on a business trip last month, and he ended up finding out about it because she gave him an STD. What dogs and women have in common is that they are both where they are, in large part because of bad ownership. The difference is that women are far more culpable and are born with an inherent understanding of the difference between right and wrong, no matter what feminism tells them. This is why we feel sorry for shelter dogs, and we don't feel sorry for sluts. Last but certainly not least, where can you find a shelter dog? Where not to get a shelter dog? Shelters these days are well funded. So before they put up a dog for adoption, they make sure they're healthy. They make sure they're up to date on their shots and vaccinations, right? Make sure there are no deal breaker behaviors trained out of them, aggressive, whatever the case may be. Shelters these days, they do a very good job in making dogs very family friendly, and they are extremely selective in terms of who they let adopt them. They thoroughly vet people before they let them leave the facility with the dog. A reputable breeder is obviously the best option if you've got the money, but you really can't go wrong either way. But the very worst place to get a dog is off of Craigslist or other online classified sites like it. You see it all the time, guys. I'm moving to a new place and my new place doesn't accept animals, or my boyfriend's allergic to my dog. Do not fall for this. Do not take these dogs. They're giving their dog away because the dog is a menace. It might bite. It might attack people. It might attack other dogs. It might have an incessant chewing disorder or anything else. People never, ever give away dogs that they actually love. Ever. If their new place didn't allow pets, then guess what? They wouldn't move into that. Oh, this place doesn't take pets? All right, forget it. Devin and I, we just moved into a nice new townhouse. If this townhouse complex didn't accept animals, if they didn't accept dogs, we wouldn't be here, right? People never give away dogs that they love, ever. And if they're giving it away, there is always something seriously wrong with it. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. The very worst place to find women are on dating sites like Tinder, Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, and so forth. The bar or the club are two places you should not go looking for a girl for a long-term relationship. Like the dog on Craigslist, she's at the bar or the club for a reason, guys. If she were such a good woman and such a great catch, she'd have dudes lined up around the block without ever having stepped foot in a bar or a club. That's how this works. And women on dating sites are epic hoes. They're not there looking for love. They're there looking for dick. We know it, they know it, and everybody knows it. So at the end of the day, guys, let me remove this call-in number. I'm going to try the call-ins one more time before we cut this. At the end of the day, guys, shelter dogs and perpetually single women, they're the same animal. Yes, there are a few slight differences between them, but by and large, you can apply the same principles to both. You can get what you want out of them if you know what you're doing, but if you don't, your life will be turned upside down in many ways. Be sure you know everything before making this very important decision in your life. Part 1 of my 7-hour audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up, covers the vetting process. This is the most important part of that course. If you use the information in that section, it is highly unlikely that you will pick the wrong girl. There are many females out here who are worth committing to. I think we understand that. But my 7-hour audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up, that is an excellent way to filter out the ones who will fuck you over. All right, excellent. Big thanks goes out to Jay Mance with a $5 super chat. Says, is my text tier Patreon still a thing? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a $15 Patreon level. For $15 a month, you get all the content, plus you get text access to me. Yes, you get to text me 1 question per day, and I will answer your question via text. That's patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe if you want to get your hands on that. Shout out to D King with 2,200 yen, which is roughly $20 US. Says, I'm D in Japan. My ex. Oh, this is the guy that called in. He says my ex had me pegged as her backup plan overseas, but she was wrong. I consume your content every morning as part of my daily ritual. You got me awake from a blue pill slumber. Thanks again. I greatly appreciate that. Very, very much. All right, let's see if we can fire up these phone lines one more time. Dude, I've been on the air. How long have I been on the air? I've been on the air for 2.5 hours. Holy smokes. So I'm going to have to draw this to a close here real soon because not only am I starting to get hungry, I need to go and work on and continuing to build my gym, the TSR gym. So if I can't get the phone lines going, if I can't get them going now, then what I'll end up doing, let me do this sound switch. Then what I'll end up doing is I'll read a couple of, if anybody else super chats, I'll read those out. I'll go in and give my last second shout outs, and then we'll go ahead and yep, I've reached my limit for the day. So all right, no more phone calls. All right, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Okay, 720 people watching. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing that I still have 726 people watching now, and I'm 2.5 hours into this show. That is okay. So Cow Dennis, I can't even pronounce his name. Cowdenicus, you're banned. You don't disrespect my girl, right? I'm the only motherfucker that gets to say, Devin, make me a sandwich. Don't talk about my fucking girl, you fucking idiot. If you want a girl to make you a sandwich, go buy How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up and How to Master the Game, and then you can earn the right to tell a woman to go make you a sandwich. But because Devin is submissive to me does not mean she's going to be submissive to your dumb fuck ass. Never, ever, ever, ever say some shit like that in my chat again, you ignorant fuck. Unsubscribe from my channel, and everybody else you know to unsubscribe from my channel. Like, honestly, dude, like, if you had said some shit in front of me like that, I would have broken your fucking face. You disrespectful fuck. You simp-ass motherfucker telling somebody else's woman to go make you a sandwich. Nigga, fuck you and fuck off, man. Fuck out of here, man. Boy, my gerbils are making a lot of noise over here. Yeah, so my gerbils, not that this has anything to do with anything, but Devin and I had these gerbil, we had this big, beautiful gerbil setup, whatever. We've had a couple of hamsters. They've died. They lived for, a year or whatever. And we got a couple of gerbils for free. Whatever. We named them Itchy and Scratchy. And we have, oh my God, we have 2 cats, 3 dogs, a couple of gerbils, and a bunch of fish. Listen, we don't have kids, so, and we're never going to have kids, so this is what people without kids do. We have our, we sort of make up for it that way. They're not kids. We don't call ourselves pet parents, but so the gerbils are great. I fucking love them. They got long tails. Well, anyway, my cats are always fucking with the cage. Like, always fucking with the cage. And Devin and I are sitting there watching TV the other day, and I'm like, I'm hearing the cage, and I'm hearing like heavy sounds. Like, I know the gerbils are active and we always hear them, but it sounds like something's going on upstairs. That's how loud it was. All of a sudden we hear this boom, 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 boom. Well, Dexter, my newest cat Dexter, had taken one of the tubes out from the display, and his body weight carried the thing over. That was probably what he wanted to do. It hit the ground, everything scattered everywhere. Well, the hamsters were in, or the gerbils were in the penthouse area. So Devin was able to cup them in, and we, got everything all cleaned up. And so now they are here in my studio, where cats, animals, people are absolutely not allowed. So yeah, those are the noises. So if you guys hear any, man, I'll tell you what, gerbils are some active rodents, man. Like, they are, but very, very, very entertaining, to be sure. Okay. All right. Let me do some last minute shout outs here. We have been on the air for 2 hours and 31 minutes. Man, oh man, this has been a marathon show. But I always enjoy doing shows like this, man. I greatly, greatly appreciate you guys' support. I'm going to shout out all of the super chats here in just a second. All right. Not going to scroll all the way up. I'll read a few that... All right. Gerald Jelks which is good for penis health, by the way. Says, we know the truth about black women. Both are screwed. Says, I will say, get your money up. Okay, I guess maybe he's advising somebody, whatever the case may be. Kyle Mitchell endorsing Craigslist. Silverman says, badly trained dogs. Jimmy Himalaya says that dog might have AIDS. Jesus fucking Christ. I thought about think about that. I think it's crazy. Kyle Mitchell says Craigslist equals Tinder. Yeah, right? The Last Spartan says Eastern Europe hardly. I don't have much experience with foreign girls. I've banged girls from Denmark. I've banged girls from, I mean, when I was in Vegas, dude, girls from around the world come all the time. But the one girl I actually dated exclusively, who was from overseas, she was from Ukraine. And, dude, I loved that girl like no other. And I found out I was the side dude. Like, she had a boyfriend. She was cheating on her boyfriend with me, and I thought I was the boyfriend. Ha! Man, oh, man. Oh, she played me like a fiddle. It's crazy. MLD says, damn, is that automatic camera angle? Yes, it is. Watch this. I press a button, and my camera goes all the way up, right? I press another button, and it comes down very, 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 very slowly. The software and the hardware, the hardware that I use to accomplish this, it's expensive, man. Thankfully, it wasn't that hard to figure out. It wasn't that hard to learn, but yes. But yes, it is automatic. It is automatic camera and all that good stuff. So I got all the fancy stuff going on. Gerald Jelk says, yes, they are parasitic to life itself. Guess Gerald doesn't really like women too much. Had a lot of female callers today. I'm actually starting to get more and more female callers. That's crazy. That's kind of crazy. I always get taken aback when a female's on the line because I don't know what the fuck she's gonna do, man. I don't know what the fuck she's gonna say. But you know, the females, you know, they you know, they're respectful. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm gonna have to walk it back. I'm gonna have to walk him back. Cowdentious said Devin make him a sandwich. So I fucked that up. So I'm going to unhide you from this. He said Devin make him a sandwich. Don't tell my girl what to do. I appreciate that you are telling her to make me a sandwich, but only I get to give the orders to Devin. So my bad on banning you. You are hereby unbanned. If you're feeling some type of way, nothing I can do for you. I make mistakes. I shoot first, ask questions later, and all that jazz. Let's see. Bramblebush, you ask a lot of questions in here. You ask a lot of questions, man. I think you need to go to donovansharpe.com/consult and get yourself a consultation because you ask a lot of like specific questions. And I think a lot of your questions can be answered by a lot of my episodes. So Crazy Pie Thief says Donovan in hangry mode. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, there are some people in here who have never seen. Oh, there's Cowdentious with the $2. Which says, man, I was telling her to make you a sandwich. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah. So my bad. I jumped the gun on that. So it is what it is. Full Dog says, wonder what kind of dogs he has. I have a couple of Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. I have a turtle shell pattern cat. I have a tabby cat. And then I also have a Devon Rex. All right. Excellent. And her name is not Tatiana. It's Tetiana. Big difference. God, Tetiana was fucking beautiful. No Simpin 2 says Steve Harvey would hate Donovan. No, Steve Harvey would love Donovan behind closed doors. In public, Steve Harvey would hate Donovan. See, because like Derek Jackson, Steve Harvey does not date or marry the kinds of women that he advises women to be. A lot of people hate on Derek Jackson, and I understand. But you guys have to understand something. Derek Jackson is a hustler. Derek Jackson has figured out that he can make a fortune by telling a vulnerable group of women what they want to hear, and he will be paid very handsomely for it. Okay? Derek Jackson doesn't date the kind of women that he advises women to become. Derek Jackson doesn't date single mothers. Derek Jackson doesn't date black women. Derek Jackson is steady putting babies in white girls, man. Word around the campfire is that he has 3 white girl baby mamas. Derek Jackson ain't fucking with sisters. You kidding me? He fucks with them as in, yeah, listen, I'll do my little conference, my little love yourself. I'll show you my single moms are for grown men only. Knowing good and goddamn well not a goddamn man was going to ever buy that book. But no, Derek Jackson is not a simp. Derek Jackson is merely a man who has figured out that he can make a lot of money telling a gullible group of people what they want to hear. That's all he's done. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. My thanks goes out to J Rich TV with the $2 super chat. Sharpe Assist, $1. Sam Sailor, $2. Pimped Out Geese, $20. Marcus Love, $2. Big Brandon, $2. Brell215 with the $5 super chat. Black Goku 0, $5. Tim Taylor with the $250 super chat. Tim, shoot me an email, Tim, if you're still watching. Tim Taylor. Hopefully I can get a hold of his information. Tim, if you are watching, send me an email to tsr@donovansharpe.com, and I am going to give you the video version. I'm going to give you a free copy of my video version, How to Master the Game, and I'm going to give you the audio version of How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. That is a $450 value. I'm going to give that to you absolutely free. You drop $250 in. You drop $250 in support, and if you support me, I will absolutely, positively support you. So Tim Taylor, if you are watching, or if you're watching this on the replay, send myself, tsr@donovansharpe.com. I don't get those emails. They actually go to my assistant, Heather. So it's either tsr@donovansharpe.com or heatherp@donovansharpe.com, and I will get you free copies of How to Master the Game, both the video and the audio version, and I will also give you How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. I'll go ahead and go in the video and audio version. $650 worth of merchandise from yours truly, absolutely free, for dropping $250 in the 10. I appreciate that. Elliot Morris with the $10 super chat. You know what, Cowdentious? I'll tell you what, since I'm feeling a little bit generous, I'm not one to apologize, but my bad. Cowdentious, send me an email, tsr@donovansharpe.com, and I will send you a free copy of How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. This is for me banning you for a reason that I shouldn't have. But in the future, don't tell Devin what to do, even if it's for me, right? Don't tell her what to do. I'm the guy that tells her what to do. Cowdentious, send me an email, tsr@donovansharpe.com. I will give you a free copy of How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. Freelance Ronan with the $5 super chat. J-Mance, $10. Our Future MD1, $2. J-Mance, another $5. D King with the 2,200 yen, which is roughly $20. Cowdentious with the $2 super chat, informing me that he was telling her to make me a sandwich. Appreciate that. Yeah, Cowdentious, send me an email, tsr@donovansharpe.com, and I will send you a free copy of How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up as a hashtag. My bad. You guys know how I am, man. I shoot first, ask questions later. 2 hours and 47 minutes on the air. Man, oh man, what a show. What a show. This is a very, very good show. Every once in a while, I like to do these marathon style podcasts. I very much enjoy what I do. I love. You guys will never, ever know. And I'm not trying to get all sentimental and soft or sappy here, but real talk, guys. Real talk. You guys will never know how much I appreciate you guys. You guys will never know how much I appreciate the way you've changed my life. You guys say, oh, Donovan, you changed my life. That may be true, but you guys have changed my life as well. This is why I spend thousands of dollars upgrading my equipment all the time. Right? This is why I create courses. This is why I do what I do. All right? So thank you guys, each and every one of you, for all of your support. And like I said, this train is going to stay on the tracks. Again, Tim Tylo, send me an email, tsr@donovansharpe.com. I'm going to give you all of my courses absolutely free. I've got my mini ebook coming out this Friday. I've got my mini ebook coming out this Friday. It is going to be absolutely free. Absolutely free. All you got to do, sign up for my email list. It's not going to cost you a damn thing. All you have to do, subscribe to my email list. I'm not one who's going to blow your inbox up full of nonsense, knuckleheadedness. So be on the lookout for that. That is coming out on, you know what? Actually, I'll probably drop it on Friday. And see what happens. See what happens there. One last question. Heathen Deluxe says, unrelated note, Donovan, do you think the Eagles are done this year? Ay, ay, ay. We were 5-6 last year. Okay. We ended up winning 4 of our next 5. The Eagles were 5-6 last year. We ended up winning 4 of our next 5. We got into the playoffs. We beat the Bears and almost beat the Saints. The only reason why there are 2 reasons why I say the Eagles are not done. Number 1 is because I'm an Eagles fan, right? Like a slut who's on the carousel, she has to believe that there's somebody out there for her so she can sleep at night. I'm an Eagles fan, so I have to say that the Eagles are not done so I can sleep at night. Like, I can admit there's a little bit of fan bias there. The second reason is that the Cowboys don't want to win this division. The Cowboys don't want to win it. The Cowboys could have taken a stranglehold on this division 4 weeks ago. The Eagles could be in first place 4 weeks ago. Every time the Cowboys stumble, the Eagles lose to the Dolphins, right? So the Cowboys don't want to win the division, and the Eagles don't want to take the opportunities that the Cowboys give them. I think the NFC East is going to come down to the matchup right down the road here at Lincoln Financial Field here in a few short weeks. No, Gerald, he says the Eagles are done. No. Listen, if I'm keeping it all the way real, like if I'm being impartial about it, yeah, the Eagles are fucking done. But they're not really done. Listen, mathematically speaking, the Washington Redskins are not out of the playoff race. Guys, they're still in it. Now, in order for the Redskins to make the playoffs, a lot of things have to happen, right? So if the Redskins are in it, the Eagles are still in it. I don't know. It could. Listen, I'm hoping the Eagles make a run. I'm not confident, but I hope it happens. That's really all. That's really all I can say about that. That's going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.